Fans are reminded that you can engage on social media with the South Atlantic Conference and other fans by following the SAC on the official SAC Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. And don't forget, this event is being streamed live today. Visit flowlive.com to catch all the SAC action this year. Visit flowsports.tv/SAC to sign up today.
Two of the premier programs in the South Atlantic Conference set to collide in the 2026 Championship Series. It's top-seeded Catawba, a nationally ranked Indians program, set to take on second-seeded Wingate. The last two tournament champions set to match up here in Asheboro, North Carolina, looking to earn the automatic qualifying bid for the Southeast Regional Tournament into the NCAA Tournament next week. Good afternoon from McCrary Park here in Asheboro, North Carolina. Catawba and Wingate get to this spot because of 3-0 weekends. Both teams hosted the four-team pods. Catawba swept its way through wins over Coker, Lincoln Memorial in walk-off fashion, and then the Indians bested Coker once again to get to this spot. Meanwhile, Wingate needed comeback victories to start and finish their tournament, defeating Newberry in walk-off fashion in the 11th, and then rallying from 5 down with a 6-run final few innings to defeat LR to get to this spot. So Wingate 3-0, Catawba 3-0, and that's how we get to this spot in this championship series here at the conference tournament here in Asheboro, North Carolina at historic McCrary Park, where this championship series is being held for the third straight season. For more on this historic park, we'll send it down to the second member of our team, Ray Anna DeCrow, with more on this historic venue. Ray?
Yeah, thanks so much, Andrew. McCrary Park celebrating its 80th birthday this season, home of the Asheboro Zookeepers of the Coastal Plains League. And man, this ballpark doesn't look 80, right? It was built back in 1946, destined as the home for the McCrary Eagles, and has hosted teams like the Asheboro Copperheads, the American Legion teams in town, as well as Asheboro's local high school. So a lot of teams playing here. The turf new in the last 5 years. The grandstands brand new as the city of Asheboro really invests in this ballpark. Then you got a brand new hitting facility going out there in right field that you can see being built. They're finishing the roof today. And then that picnic area up on the first base side as well, getting a facelift as well throughout the season. So really cool. We get to play the SAC championship here, and grateful to be a part of this crew and play some baseball today. Dres, back up to you.
Thanks, Rayanna. Certainly a fantastic venue with fantastic weather for this championship series here over the next 2 days in Asheboro, North Carolina. We'll take a break. We're moments away from the championship series beginning here at McCrary Park. More on the other side of this break. You're watching the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championships here on Flow College.
On the sideline with
We welcome you back to McCrary Park here in Asheboro, North Carolina, home of the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championship Series. Top-seeded Catawba and second-seeded Wingate set to do battle in this championship series. The conference's Coach of the Year, Jim Gant, winningest coach in Catawba baseball history, caught up with Ray Anadicro down on the field prior to today's matchup.
Down here on the sideline with head coach for Catawba, Jim Gant. I mean, beautiful facility we get to play at today. Just what are you most looking forward to about the series with Wingate?
We're just getting to play, watch our guys play some more and compete for the conference championship and the tournament. And they've done a good job all year. Just want to watch them play because it's been fun, been a fun year.
Top 2 seeds in the tournament, too. You guys get to duke it out. Just what is your team going to have to do to get on top?
Well, Wingate can hit, so we've got to be able to limit some extra bases, extra men on base. We can't give them free passes through walk or errors because they're going to hit. It's just a matter of managing the damage control and then see if we can score.
You get a really good starter out there on the mound for both sides. Just how do you sort of figure out the zone and make sure you're winning every pitch?
Well, we just got to make sure that we're in the zone for sure. Strike zone discipline, that's been one of our strong points with our hitters, not chasing out of zone a lot. But when you have a guy like Harvey that's that good, he'll cause you to chase some. He'll get you in bad counts. But we got to stick to our guns, maybe get his pitch count up and get into the bullpen.
Well, Coach, best of luck. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ray, and obviously thanks to Coach Gant prior to the game for taking time out of his pregame to talk with us prior to the game. We'll hear from head coach of Wingate, Jeff Gregory. We'll talk with him pregame tomorrow, and we'll also hear from winning head coaches and players following today's game as well. Both of these two teams have gotten here because of some really talented players. We'll start with the conference's Player of the Year from Catawba College. That's junior first baseman Brandon Crabtree. Not only is he the conference's Player of the Year and an all-conference first-team player, but he also won the Gold Glove at first base as well. Hit .444 this regular season to win the batting title and led the league in doubles, hits, batting average, and on-base percentage. 12 bombs, 57 RBI for Catawba's number 2 hitter in today's lineup. On the Wingate side, offensively, that's what stands out about this group, and one of the guys that leads the way is junior transfer Tanner McCammon out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Hit .377 this season, entering the championship series with 17 home runs and 74 runs batted in. He is one of just a handful of players in the South Atlantic Conference this season to have started and played in every single game for his team this season. So McCammon and Crabtree, two of the players we'll spotlight prior to this game and will be major factors for those two veteran head coaches. Jim Gant is in his 30th season and has won more than 1,000 games in his career. This is year 30 for Coach Gant, in his 26th 30-win-plus year and his third straight 40-win year, 12 total for Jim Gant. On the Wingate side, Jeff Gregory and his teams have battled with Catawba several times, not only in the regular season but in postseason play as well. Head coach Jeff Gregory of Wingate in his 16th season with a 2021 national championship to headline his resume, 12 30-win years and 5 30-win years in the last 6 for Wingate's skipper, as those two head coaches have a discussion with our umpires prior to this first game of the championship series. We say two premier programs leading into this game today because, well, Catawba and Wingate have the most tournament titles of any team in the South Atlantic Conference history. Catawba won last season to get their 9th, and Wingate won their 8th in 2024. The last two tournament champions matching up here in 2026. The Indians of Catawba College are hoping to become the first program to win back-to-back tournament titles since Lincoln Memorial did it in 2017 and 2018. We'll take one final break here prior to the starting lineups and the national anthem, and right on the other side, it's first pitch from McCrary Park. We'll be back here on Flow College. Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to McCrary Park as Catawba and Wingate are set to collide in this South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championship Series. This is game number 1. We're moments away from hearing today's starting lineups and our national anthem being played as well, with the 2 games, potentially a third, to be played tomorrow. Game 2 of the series, with one of these 2 teams up 1-0, will be at noon tomorrow, and then that if necessary game is if one of these 2 teams, they split the first 2 to force that third game, as the 2 head coaches continue to talk things over with the umpires prior to this contest. Again, these 2 coaches very familiar with not only this format, but being here at McCrary Park. Remember, Catawba was here last year and defeated Lenore Ryan in a 3-game series to win the SAC tournament title. And then the year before that, Wingate was here against Catawba and beat the Indians to win the 2024 conference tournament title. And so this is a very familiar venue for these 2 head coaches, and certainly not only is the venue familiar, but it's familiar point in the year for these 2 teams to be competing in as well this postseason. Catawba is a 41-win team, rated number 1 in the American Baseball Coaches Association poll, number 1 ranking, up to number 6 in the NCBWA poll, while Wingate is number 23 nationally with 37 wins to the Bulldogs' resume, 37-16 mark for Jeff Gregory's club, while Catawba is 41-9. Overall, this season, these 2 teams met back in the regular season, and we'll detail those matchups in that series as we go through this first game of the championship series here in Asheboro, North Carolina. This is the 4th straight year they've gone to this new format, a regional format for those opening round games, and then you get those 2 winners and you bring them to the championship series here in Asheboro, just like you would do in the regional tournaments next week. And so this format has been adopted now for the last several years and continues to be used. We'll now send it over to our public address announcer, Adam Cavalier, to introduce today's starting lineups.
Please direct your attention to home plate for today's game environment pledge. Today's pledge will be presented by Josh Haggerty from Wingate and Casey Googe from Catawba.
Welcome to today's game between the Catawba Indians and the Wingate Bulldogs. We see this baseball field as an extension of our classroom environment where we learn dignity and respect for others.
Today we ask for your enthusiastic support of your respective team. We also ask that you support the student athletes from both of our institutions by honoring our request to treat all fans, umpires, coaches, and student athletes with respect. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's student athletes and coaches for today's game. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Wingate Bulldogs. Number 1, Cam Harris. Number 4, Ben Karpowitz. Number 5, Sean Sullivan. Number 7, Carson Starnes. Number 8, Joe Scheffler. Number 12, Josh Haggerty. 15, Dane Melling. 16, Colin McDougall. 17, Cole Smith. 18, Wade Thompson. 19, J.D. Little. 20, Jackson Toney. 21, Carson Morton. 22, Nick Paxiak. 23, Ben Baldessare. 24, Colin McKissick. 25, Parker Jensen. 26, Brandon White. 28, Braxton Walker. 30, Carter Schuster. 31, Jet Thomas. 32, Riley Treadaway. 33, Joey Rogers. 35, Jordan Dixon. 36, Charlie Carpenter. 41, Will Goff. 42, Gabe Barker. 43, Justin Barham. 44, Josh Gibbons. 45, Josh Barham. 46, Noah Arnett. 47, Michael Kraft. 48, Bryson Austin. 51, Max Rayome. 52, David Sessoms. 53, Luke St. John. 54, Connor Longley. And 56, Colt Nelson. The starting lineup for the Wingate Bulldogs. Leading off and playing in right field, number 13, Gavin Grapuso. Batting second, playing second base, number 38, Jake Corville. Batting third, playing first, number 39, Bowen Powell. Cleanup hitter and designated hitter, number 10, Tanner McCammon. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 3, Jalen Evans. Batting sixth and playing shortstop, number 9, Neil Griffin. Batting seventh and in left field, number 29, Will Farrell. Batting eighth and catching, number 50, Bradley Hart. Batting ninth and in center field, number 14, Reed Binamati. The starting pitcher for the Bulldogs is number 37, Chad Harvey. The head coach for Wingate is Jeff Gregory. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wingate Bulldogs. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the non-starters for the Catawba College Catawba Indians. Number 5, Ian Roan. Number 8, Hartley Rahman. Number 10, Zachary Gatos. Number 11, Casey Googe. Number 14, Parker Lakely. Number 15, Sean Shelley. 17, Marshall Fong. 20, Parker Staborski. 21, Caden Newman. 22, Braden Major. 25, Joe Burleson. 26, Kylan O'Dean. 27, Seth Sharp. 28, Calvin Douglas. 31, Cooper Beck. 32, Sam Alessi. 33, Kimber Nix. 39, Jack Cuba. 44, Cameron Burleson. And 50, Owen Robinson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup for the Catawba College Catawba Indians. Leading off and playing left field, number 2, Logan Dyer. Batting second, playing first base, number 4, Brandon Crabtree. Batting third and in right field, number 3, Sam Hunter. Cleanup hitter and third baseman, number 23, Hunter Atkins. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 16, Jake Dunlap. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 9, Ty Hubbard. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, number 1, Nathan Chrisman. Batting eighth and catching, number 13, Matthew Connolly. And batting ninth is the center fielder, number 19, Malachi Cloud. The starting pitcher for Catawba College's Catawba Indians is number 12, Colt Wilkins. The head coach for Catawba is Jim Gant. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise if you are able. Gentlemen, remove your hats. Current former service members may render a salute as we honor America and those who serve to protect it with the playing of our national anthem.
Pre-game introductions have come to a close, and we are moments away from the South Atlantic Conference Championship Series. beginning here in 2026 at McCrary Park. It's Catawba College going for their 10th tournament title, and it's Wingate going for its 9th on this Friday afternoon. First game of the series is moments away as the home team and the regular season champions from Salisbury, North Carolina, set to take the field for the first time in those white uniforms. And the Catawba infield and the pitcher, Colt Wilkins, with his catcher, Matthew Connolly, have taken the field here for a Catawba program that has won 3 straight regular season titles. It's just the 3rd time it's ever been done in SAC history. 29 total regular season titles and 15 of them since 2003. Colt Wilkins picks up the ball for Catawba, and he gets set to warm up prior to a 14th start this season. 13 starts for Colt Wilkins. The Limestone transfer has won 9 games this season, 9-2 record, and 86 innings of work. By far the most innings on the mound for this team. 85 strikeouts and 28 walks for the senior right-hander out of Greensboro, North Carolina. He will go up against this Wingate batting order. Wingate has several all-conference players, 5 total, but 4 of them are in the lineup here today for a 37-win team. And we'll statistically talk about this Wingate offense throughout this championship series and this opening game. But this Wingate batting order that Colt Wilkins will go up against is number 1 in the conference this year in doubles, hits, home runs, on-base percentage, and obviously when you tally all that up, you get the number 1 scoring offense this season as well. Gavin Grapuso, Jake Corville, Bowen Powell are the first 3 hitters for Wingate. Due up first, Corville and Powell at 2-3 spots. Grapuso was a 3rd-team all-conference player. We highlighted Tanner McCammon, the designated hitter, as a first-team all-conference player, with Jalen Evans, one of the top hitters in the conference with that .432 average, a first-team all-conference player in the 5-hole. Neil Griffin. Will Farrell is the left fielder for the Bulldogs, just his 6th start of the year. Bradley Hart and Reed Benamati round out the Bulldogs lineup. Will Farrell in there. No Ben Karpowitz. He made just 1 appearance in the opening round games for the Bulldogs, and he is not in the lineup, but it's Will Farrell in left field for the Bulldogs to bat 7th. All right, we're about to get underway for this South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championship Series. The left-handed hitting right fielder Gavin Grapuso stands into the batter's box and will oppose right-handed pitcher Colt Wilkins. The right-hander gets into his motion. The first pitch is lifted out toward left field. Charging in is Logan Dyer. First pitch, first out recorded, and Grapuso is the game's first out as we begin this game at 4:13 p.m. on what is a fantastic day to play baseball. We came a day early to get prepared for this broadcast and this weekend, and it was pouring the rain. It was cold and windy, but it is 70 degrees and sunny for these 2 teams to begin this championship series. 1 pitch, 1 out, and now the second baseman, Jake Corville, the second-team all-conference infielder, bats from the right side. The junior waits on Wilkins' first offering, and it's high and inside for ball number 1. Wilkins has been the Game 1 starter for Catawba all season long. 9-2 record, a shutout. He's been part of a shutout this year, a pair of complete games. 1-0 home is off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes to Wingate's number 2 hitter, Jake Corville, a .376 hitter. And one of just 2 Bulldogs to have started and played in every game this season, now all 54. 2-0 offering, high fastball, and it's 3-0 as Wilkins works to his catcher, Matthew Connolly. After this at-bat, we'll run you through Catawba's defensive alignment. This is a really good defense that Jim Gant puts out there every day. Wilkins, a 4-pitch walk to the 2-hitter with 1 away in the opening inning here. It's the 29th walk of the year by Wilkins. Catawba defensively, one of the best in this league this year, a .983 fielding percentage this season, and they've got all conference defenders all behind Colt Wilkins here today. The catcher is Matthew Connolly behind the plate. Brandon Crabtree, Gold Glove first baseman. Ty Hubbard's at second, a Gold Glove winner. Hunter Atkins at third, a Gold Glove winner, with Nathan Chrisman, the shortstop. And then Logan Dyer, Malachi Cloud, and Sam Hunter go left to right in the outfield as Bowen Powell swings and fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Powell has quietly had a really good freshman season. Did not win Freshman of the Year in the conference. It went to Nick Rydell out of Newberry, a starting pitcher that had an excellent season. But Bowen Powell, at a .374 hitter, has been really good this year as he swings and misses at an 0-1 breaking ball. And Colt Wilkins, after a 4-pitch walk, has worked ahead 0-2 on Wingate's first baseman, Bowen Powell, who has hit 2 or 3 in the heart of this Wingate order all season long. 1 on, 1 out here in the first of this championship series, game number 1. Long pause. The pitch clock was beeping in the background. I don't know if that was a signal that it expired or if it was just randomly going off behind the plate. And it is a pitch clock violation on Cole Wilkins. It did expire. It was such a funky beeping noise that it caught everybody off guard, but Wilkins ran out of time, and so it's ball 1. 1-2 count now on Bowen Powell. The pitch. Tried to elevate a heater on him, and Powell held off. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. .67 runs batted in for Bowen Powell this year. 2-2. Swing a hard-liner foul toward the Wingate dugout first base side, and Wilkins gets a fresh ball and goes back to work here and stays in a 2-2 count with a 3-hitter Bowen Powell. With no Ben Karpowitz in Wingate's order, that has shifted Jeff Gregory's lineup. Tanner McCammon hitting cleanup. He's usually hit in that 3 spot for a lot of the year, but he's into the cleanup spot where Karpowitz would be. Swing and a miss. Powell behind on the pitch to the outer part of the plate, and Wilkins has his first strikeout. He gets Powell swinging, and there's 2 away here in the opening inning for the cleanup batter, McCammon. Good fastball. He locates it well on the outside part of the plate to get the second out of the inning, and now the DH and the first-team all-conference infielder, Tanner McCammon. Junior infielder from Charlotte, North Carolina. First season with the Bulldogs, transferring in from Appalachian State. Half-hearted effort. Did he go around? He did not. He offered and showed his hands, but stayed away. It's ball 1. Our umpires for this championship series, it's Neil Lortz calling the balls and strikes here in game 1. Michael Walters is the first base umpire. Al Creedle is the second base umpire, and Michael Stone is up the third base line as McCammon takes a second pitch out of the zone. It's 2 balls and no strikes. It's the gray uniforms for Wingate. It's the white uniforms for the home team, Catawba, and the regular season champions for the 3rd straight year. 2-0 to McCammon. He lifts one high in the air toward foul ground, and it will leave the playing area and land onto the concourse here at McCrary Park for ball 1 or strike 1. It's a 2-ball, 1 strike count with Jake Corville aboard here in this opening inning. It's a 14-pitch opening inning so far for the all-conference starting pitcher Colt Wilkins, who picks to first base. We'll touch on the running game this weekend, but it's 2 teams, Catawba and Wingate, first and second in stolen bases this season in the league. Could play a factor. 2-1 to McCammon. Good located fastball from the righty Wilkins to level the count. Quick move by Wilkins as he picks to first. Both these clubs love to get guys into scoring position, and even though there's 2 outs on the board, Wingate's done tons of damage this year with 2 outs. 2-2 to McCammon. Trying to go away, and the all-SAC hitter laid off. It's a full count. Crabtree stays close to first, but not holding Jake Corville on. He'll be on the move when Wilkins heads home. The payoff. McCammon drives it sharply down the third base line. It's a fair ball and rolls in the left field corner. Corville around third. McCammon pulls up at second base. It'll be an RBI 2-out double for Tanner McCammon. And Wingate strikes first in the championship series. A 2-strike, 2-out rip down the third base line. And the Bulldogs lead 1-0. Well, right on cue. We said even though there's 2 outs on the board, this Wingate offense is always a threat, and Tanner McCammon just ripped one down the third base line, and with Corville moving on that 3-2 pitch, he got an extra head start and was able to score. RBI 75 for Tanner McCammon this year as Jalen Evans takes a strike. Right behind McCammon is the 5-hitter Evans, who has 80 hits this year and has that .432 average, second best in the SAC. He golfs a 0-1 pitch out toward the right side. Behind the Wingate dugout it goes for a foul ball, and it's strike 2. Wilkins fell behind on McCammon. He's worked ahead on Evans. With a runner in scoring position here in the opening inning, it's the Bulldogs 1 and the Indians nothing here in this top of the first inning. Wilkins sets for an 0-2. Went to the elevated heater. Did Evans hold off? He was able to. First base umpire on the appeal says Evans checked his swing and successfully did. Michael Walters made that call on the appeal from Connolly. 21st pitch of the inning. Breaking ball off the plate. Matthew Connolly had taken a step toward his dugout. Thought it was called strike 3, but Neil Lortz saw otherwise behind the plate, and Evans has worked his count to 2-2. 2-2. Evans hits it high in the air, out toward the right side. Into the outfield goes Hubbard, but it's fellow senior outfielder Sam Hunter charging in to make the catch to end the top of the first inning. But Wingate with 2-out offense. Tanner McCammon rips a RBI double with 2 outs down the left field line, and the Bulldogs lead this championship series in Game 1, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first inning after this.
There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats for sale. Also, be sure to check out the official online store of the SAC at thesac.com. The SAC would like to thank the members of its corporate partner family: Sports Performance Technology, Wealth Enhancement Group, Signature Rings, Ticket Sauce, Digital Ticketing, PSN Sports, Bob McCloskey Insurance, McGriff Insurance Services, Buffkin Baker, McMillan Paston Smith Architecture, Moulton, Wilson, Hourathon, We Play Sports, and BC Awards.
Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to Asheboro, North Carolina, here at historic McCrary Park, where Chad Harvey is warming up prior to another start in his redshirt junior season. It'll be start 15 for the right-hander, 3.3 ERA on the season with 9 wins and 0 losses in 81 innings of work this year. Harvey has turned himself not from a reliever last year into a starter this year, and one of the best starters in the league this season. Logan Dyer, Brandon Crabtree, Sam Hunter, the first 3 hitters for Catawba in the bottom of the first inning here against Chad Harvey, the junior right-hander. against Logan Dyer to begin the bottom of the first inning with the first pitch running inside for ball one to the all-conference left fielder Logan Dyer, a second-team all-league guy hitting .399, 67 hits with 30 runs batted in on the year. Harvey sets in the 1-0. Good fastball fired in to the plate for a strike. Chad Harvey has had an outstanding season on the mound, one of 3 starting pitchers named a first-teamer this year. 1-1. Dyer hits one sharply all the way on the ground, and Neil Griffin, his throw is on line. Powell stretches out, and the play is made at first base on the third pitch of the inning. A 6-3 putout begins the bottom of inning number 1, and now Brandon Crabtree, the league's player of the year. Defensively for the Bulldogs, Neil Griffin at shortstop. Jake Corville's the second baseman in the middle of the infield. Bowen Powell at first. Jalen Evans, a utility guy at third base in this game. Will Farrell, Reed Benamati, Gavin Grapuso in the outfield left to right. And then Bradley Hart is the catcher for Chad Harvey in this first game of the championship series as Crabtree takes a strike. Player of the Year honors for Brandon Crabtree after hitting above 440 at the end of the regular season. It's at 444 as he works his way through this postseason as Harvey runs one inside and misses. It's 1-1. Pitch mix for Chad Harvey, a lot of fastball. You'll see slider as well as some changeup occasionally. Fastball driven well up the first base line foul, and it's strike 2. 15th start of the year for Chad Harvey, facing Brandon Crabtree in this Catawba offense for the second time this year. 2 strikes on Catawba's first baseman. And the 1-2, breaking ball stayed away. There was the slider from Harvey, and it stayed away from the plate. The count evens back up at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away in the bottom half of inning number 1. Left side of the slab is where Harvey works from. He sets and pitches a 2-2. Driven well, left side, base hit. Neil Griffin was after it, but Crabtree floats it into left center field for a base hit. And the Indians have their first base runner by way of the Player of the Year, Brandon Crabtree, an opposite field base hit for the junior first baseman. How about Brandon Crabtree now? His hitting streak extends to 22 straight games. He's been on base now in 49 of the 51 games this year. Good 2-strike hitting, and now Sam Hunter has first base occupied as he steps in for the first time against Chad Harvey. First pitch home. Good fastball by Harvey to work ahead, 0-1. Sam Hunter, senior outfielder out of St. Petersburg, Florida. The Queens transfers in his 3rd season with Catawba College. Started since he's been on campus as he takes away. .367 average for Sam Hunter, 73 hits, and is a career .348 hitter. Playing in his 168th game with the Indians here today, taking away, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. One nothing Wingate, bottom of the first inning. Bulldogs with a 2-out base hit by Tanner McCammon. That's why the Bulldogs have the early advantage. 2-1, grounded on a chopper through the right side for a base hit. Crabtree goes to second base, and it's consecutive 1-out singles for the Indians here in the first. Sam Hunter rips his 74th hit of the season, bouncing it through the right side, and the Indians have 2 aboard for Hunter Atkins. Two on, 1 out for the redshirt sophomore from Randleman, North Carolina. First pitch home. It's bounced in by Harvey. Good block by Bradley Hart behind the plate. On that pitch low from Harvey, there's a lot of room behind the backstop, and so a lot of pressure on these catchers to be good behind the plate today. Connolly for Catawba, Hart for Wingate. 1-0. Atkins takes below the knees. It's 2-0. 310 hitter is Hunter Atkins this season. Enters this championship series on a 6-game hitting streak. Looking to drive in some runs here. He takes a 2-0 strike, lifts his bat above that pitch that was burning the inner part of the plate, and it's 2-ball, 1 strike count. Harvey a look at second base, and a 2-1. Driven well, left center field. Hunter Atkins drives one out towards center field. He leaves the yard. Catawba answers right back in the bottom of the first inning. A 3-run bomb over the scoreboard in left center field. And the top-seeded Indians have a 3-1 advantage. Home run number 6 for Hunter Atkins. Offense both ways here in the opening inning. Atkins gets a good pitch over the heart of the plate and drives it over the left center field wall for his 6th home run of the year. And the Bulldogs, after Ants scoring first, have seen the Catawba Indians strike back with one swing as Jake Dunlap takes the strike. Now how does Chad Harvey respond after surrendering a first inning home run, 9th home run that the redshirt junior has allowed this year? 0-1. Swing and miss by Dunlap. And it's 0-2. Jake Dunlap, first team all-conference designated hitter, hit .404 this regular season, drove in 40 runs. And like Hunter Atkins, has a 7-game hitting streak. 0-2 from Harvey. Dunlap showed his hands and held back his check swing on Harvey's breaking ball low, and it's 1-2. A first inning home run from Catawba's Hunter Atkins to get Catawba on the board. 1-2. Dunlap out in front of that slider, and Harvey responds well by striking out Jake Dunlap in 4 pitches for the second out of the inning. As a much-needed second out for Chad Harvey, and a great response after the Atkins home run. And now Ty Hubbard is the 2-out batter, hitting 6th in Catawba's order here in this first game of the championship series. Ground ball foul into the screen by Ty Hubbard is strike 1. Hubbard, a .331 hitter his senior season. Second team all-conference second baseman with 39 runs batted in this year. 1 out. Runs inside. Did it hit him? It did. Neil Lortz says the pitch runs too far in and hits Ty Hubbard. It's a 2-out base runner on a hit by pitch to bring Nathan Chrisman to the plate. Another base runner for the Indians here in the opening inning. And the shortstop from China Grove, North Carolina gets an opportunity. It's a 3-run opening inning, 3 consecutive hits, with the third being the Hunter Atkins long ball here in the opening inning as Chrisman fouls the first pitch back for strike 1. Chrisman, along with Brandon Crabtree, the only 2 Catawba players to have started every game this year. Reliable shortstop, hitting .290 for the year. 0-1 from Harvey. Slider breaks to the inner part of the plate, but stayed too far in. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike to the 7th batter of Catawba's first inning. Harvey works from the left side as he comes set for a 1-1, and Chrisman late on the fastball fouls it back for strike 2. Talk about Chrisman's reliability since joining this program last season. He has played and started in all but 2 games for this program. He's played in every one this year, but has played and started in every game in all but 2 as he fouls the 1-2 pitch off with the runner in motion. Hubbard getting a jump there on that 1-2 offering. This is a Catawba team that will run the bases. Both teams are going to be very aggressive out there on the bases, especially with 2 outs. Hubbard has 10 stolen bases himself. Doesn't move here, and Harvey goes to that patented slider and gets Chrisman swinging over top of it for the final out of the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Chad Harvey, but Hunter Atkins goes yard for the 6th time this year. A 3-run blast gives the Indians a 3-1 advantage after 1 inning of this championship series here on Flow College.
Don't forget that this event is being streamed live today. Go to flowlive.com to catch all of the South Atlantic Conference action this year. Visit flowsports.tv/SAC to sign up today. The South Atlantic Conference develops inclusive student-athlete leaders who achieve excellence in the classroom, in athletic competition, in civic engagement, and student-athletes graduate with skills and knowledge necessary to make a positive difference in a multicultural society. For the latest news and information about the South Atlantic Conference, be sure to visit www.thesac.com.
Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to the SAC Championship Series here at McCrary Park in Asheboro, North Carolina. Top-seeded and top-ranked Catawba up 3-1 on a Hunter Atkins 3-run blast with 1 away in that opening inning. And now Colt Wilkins gets to work with a 2-run lead in the second inning. 22 pitches for the right-hander, allowing just a run and a hit in that opening inning. He goes to work for the second inning here against 6, 7, and 8. Neil Griffin first up for the Bulldogs. The shortstop will face Wilkins to begin the second inning. First pitch fastball stays above the hands for a ball. Wilkins, one of a couple of limestone transfers that Catawba picked up this offseason. 1-0. There's a breaking ball, but it's off the plate. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Jim Gant raved to us leading up to this championship series and pregame about the hard worker that Colt Wilkins is. Griffin jammed on that inside pitch. It's 2-1 as he fouled it off behind home plate. Really hard worker is what Coach Gant, the 30-year head coach, said about his senior right-hander. 2-1. Line drive, right field. There's a base hit for Neil Griffin as it 2 hops into Sam Hunter's mitt. And the Bulldogs have a leadoff runner aboard for the first time on Neil Griffin's single to right field. So a second hit for the Bulldogs, trying to answer back after Catawba's 3-run half of the first. Griffin lines a single into right, and now it's Will Farrell's turn. .250 hitter is Will Farrell this year. Played a lot last year, not as much this year. Just his 6th start, but he rips the first pitch into left field for a base hit. Rounding second and stopping there is Neil Griffin. He got the go sign from his third base coach, Brandon Riley, but Griffin made a hard turn and put on the brakes as the left fielder Dyer tracked that ball down. It's back-to-back singles for the Bulldogs here in the second inning to bring Bradley Hart up to the plate. So a 9th hit this year for Will Farrell. Has the Bulldogs in business here in the top of the second inning. And now Bradley Hart, Wingate's catcher, the team leader in sack bunts and sack flies. Shows bunt, bunts it, good bunt, third base side. Wilkins fields cleanly, lobs a throw over. Did he pull the second baseman off the bag in Hubbard? He did a little bit, but Hubbard kept his back foot on the bag on a low and away throw to record the out. Great work by the Gold Glove second baseman there to keep his foot on that first base bag. Wilkins, a great job fielding it, but his throw was wide and away from Hubbard, but he got his foot on the bag and kept it there. for the first out of the inning. Griffin to third, Farrell to second, and now time called. And Catawba's pitching coach, Cole Hales, makes his first visit to the mound prior to Wilkins facing the 9-hitter Reed Benamati here in inning number 2. Cole Hales, Jeremy Simpson, Curtis Owen, Zach Almond all assist the Hall of Fame eventually head coach Jim Gant. 3-1 game. Great crowd in attendance here at McCrary Park. They have filled the stands for this first game of the championship series. Lots to cheer for so far. 3-1 Catawba, but the Bulldogs trying to tie the game here right back in the second inning as Benamati takes away for ball 1. Wingate's center fielder batting here with 1 away and 2 on. The Catawba defense plays in. 1-0. Benamati drives one. Center field, a base hit. It drops in. 1 run has scored. Here comes the second run. Farrell to home as the throw is cut off. It's a 2-run single for Reed Benamati. And the Bulldogs have tied the game right back at 3. How about these two offenses here early on? Catawba jumps in front with a 3-run blast in the home half of the first, and next half inning, the Bulldogs in 4 batters answer right back. A 3rd single of the inning drives in Griffin and Farrell to tie this game at 3. And now back to the top of the order already for Gavin Garpuso. Runner takes off. Throw is in time. Tag applied. Benamati caught stealing. Said the running game would be a factor, and Matthew Connolly not allowing anything to happen here in the second inning as Benamati tried to steal second, and he's caught stealing for the first time this year. Got a good jump, but Connolly's throw perfectly bounces into Chrisman's mitt to apply that tag for the second out of the inning. That wipes the bases clear as the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes on Garpuso. And there's a slider across the plate for a strike from Colt Wilkins. So a 2-6 caught stealing is the second out of the inning after Reed Benamati's 2-run single. Well, the junior outfielder swings and golfs one out toward center field. Malachi Cloud is to his left, makes the catch out in deep center, and the top of the second inning comes to an end. 3 hits in the second to score 2 runs for the Bulldogs. Reed Benamati ties us at 3 with a 2-run single. We head to the bottom of the second with the game tied at 3 here on Flow College.
In the moment, but so much time has passed, and he gave a nod to just how many people have been contributors to his journey throughout his career, whether it be player, assistant coach, trainers, straight a lot of credit given to the support staff around this team. Driz, back up to you.
Thanks, Rihanna, and that's great stuff on Coach Gregory, and his milestone is Chad Harvey's first pitch of the second inning is away to the 8-hitter Matthew Connolly. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball by Harvey. Gets Connolly out in front to swing and miss. It's strike one. Coach Gregory has had an outstanding season. We talked about him having now won at least 30 games, 5 of the last 6 seasons, and certainly when you hit those milestones, they're always very important and cool to have as Connolly jammed on an inside breaking ball. Popped up behind home. Bradley Hart tosses the mask. He's after it near the netting, and he makes the catch. Good play by the junior catcher behind the plate. Redshirt junior catcher makes the catch on a pop-up in foul ground for out number 1. One away for the 9-hitter Malachi Cloud, the transfer from Lee University. Stands in for the first time against the right-hander Chad Harvey, who gets to work this second inning with the game tied at 3. We've had at least a run in each of the first 3 half innings of this championship series in this first game of this series as Harvey misses away for ball 1. Harvey had to grind through that opening inning, 27 pitches in that opening inning to face 7 batters. There's a strike to Malachi Cloud to even the count. Coach Gregory certainly has had a lot of success, winningest Wingate coach in the program's D2 history. In his 16th season, reaching that 500-game milestone, 500 wins for his career as Harvey misses low. And winning percentage just shy of 62, 616, the winning percentage for head coach of the Bulldogs, Jeff Gregory. Chad Harvey's 2-1, crushed out toward left field. Cloud gives it a ride. Will Farrell over near the line, leaps up with that left leg and makes the catch. Cloud gives it a good drive. What flies out to deep left, right on the left field line for out number 2. Good work by Will Farrell, the starting left fielder, to track that baseball down. And there's 2 away for the leadoff batter, Logan Dyer. He'll bat for a second straight half inning against Chad Harvey. First pitch fastball is in there for a strike. Harvey looking for the games in the series. First scoreless inning, scoreless half inning. To say efficient work, just 8 pitches so far from Harvey in the frame, and a swing and a miss. Good slider away. Gets Dyer swinging for strike 2. Dyer started that home half of the first inning with a ground out before seeing the next 3 hitters reach safely. Harvey's 0-2. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 second inning from Chad Harvey. That slider gets Logan Dyer swinging in 3 pitches, and it's a 10-pitch second inning for the junior right-hander for the Bulldogs. We're tied at 3 after 2 innings in Game 1 of the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championship Series here in Asheboro, North Carolina, here on Flow College. Back at historic McCrary Park, we're knotted up at 3 as we get ready to begin inning 3 You're on Flow College for the SAC Championship Series. Two teams that will be in next week's NCAA Southeast Regional Tournament, competing in this South Atlantic Conference Championship Series, trying to win tournament titles. First pitch of the third inning to Jake Corville is a swinging strike one. He went around on his check swing here on the first pitch of the inning. Good breaking ball. Gets the Wingate second baseman down in the count, 0-1. Check swing, grounder back to the pitcher. Wilkins attacks the baseball, sets his feet, long throw to first in time to retire Corville, who had checked his swing twice, and that second time the ball was put in play, and he grounds out softly to the pitcher to begin inning number 3. Just barely tapped the baseball, but it was hit well enough that Wilkins didn't have to come too close to home plate. Attacked it, made a good play to help himself out for the first out of the top of the third inning. And now the 3-hitter, Bowen Powell, the only strikeout that Colt Wilkins has so far. First pitch, fastball from Wilkins is low and inside for ball 1. To Bowen Powell. Powell has had a great season. Coach Gregory has raved about Bowen Powell's advanced feel for what he's been able to do this year at the plate as he takes inside and low. It's 2-0. Just has advanced feel for what he needs to do, what his objectives are at the plate. He's been tremendous all year long, and they've actually been impressed with the thump that he's provided in his bat with 11 home runs this year. Powell takes a knee-high strike from Wilkins, and the count is 2-1. 22-pitch first inning for Colt Wilkins, 12 in the second inning. Working here in the third inning with one away and a 2-1 count on Wingate's first baseman, Bowen Powell. Wilkins offers inside. It's ball 3. Three ball and 1 strike count. Powell rips one sharply to second. It gets up over the glove of Hubbard into right field for a base hit. Nice rip there by the freshman Bowen Powell. Hit it very sharply into right field for a base hit. It's Wingate's 5th hit, and they have recorded at least one now in each of the first 3 frames. It's an all-league second baseman and Gold Glover there in Ty Hubbard, and it was hit so well he could not even keep that in the infield. 1-out single brings Tanner McCammon to the plate. First pitch, slider away, it's ball 1. Good to see some of the children here at the park today enjoying their time on the playground, off in foul ground. Coach Gann informed us pregame that was a just shy of $1 million playground project that was done in foul ground here at the park. As McCammon takes low for ball 2. Really good facility, has great seating areas that are covered up as well, with good seating area behind the first base dugout as well, as McCammon rolls a 2-0 offering into the Catawba dugout. It actually bounces off the dugout for a foul ball and strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike on the all-league third baseman Tanner McCammon. He doubled in the game's first run back in the opening inning. Wilkins sets for a 2-1, and McCammon rolls it softly back to the pitcher. Wilkins' only play is to first, low throw on the lob. Crabtree makes the play, and there's 2 away. Both outs here in the third inning have been made by the pitcher Wilkins. 1-3 putouts for the first 2 outs. Powell moves into scoring position for Jalen Evans. Wingate trying to regain the lead in the third. They grabbed the game's first advantage with an RBI base hit in the opening inning. Catawba regained it 3-1 just for Wingate to tie it back at 3 in the second. And now Jalen Evans trying to give the Bulldogs the lead back in front. He takes ball one away from Colt Wilkins. Right-hander's thrown 12 pitches here in the third inning. The 1-0 to Evans is a slider that breaks to the outer part of the plate for a called strike. What has made Colt Wilkins one of the better starting pitchers in the league this year, his ability to locate pitches. Does a great job locating his two-pitch mix and his fastball and slider as Evans rolls one to third. Nice play off the bag by Atkins. Strong throw across in time to get Evans, and the inning is over. Gold Glover and Hunter Atkins snags that ground ball and throws out Evans to complete the third inning. First scoreless inning from Colt Wilkins. Keeps the game tied at 3 after 2.5 innings here at McCrary Park.
Fans, you can engage on social media with the South Atlantic Conference and other fans by following the SAC on the official South Atlantic Conference Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. On behalf of the student athletes, coaches, and fans, the South Atlantic Conference thanks the staff at McCrary Park and the Asheboro Zookeepers for their hosting and support of the 2026 SAC Baseball Championship Series.
Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to McCrary Park here in Asheboro, North Carolina. Catawba and Wingate playing game one of the championship series, tied at 3. We talked about head coach Jeff Gregory, his 500 wins. Jim Gant's gotten to more than 1,000 in his career, in his 30th season, and he told us he couldn't do it without his assistant coaches. For more on Catawba's coaching staff, Rihanna's standing by.
Yeah, thanks so much, Andrew. Two really young assistants on the Catawba side. Jeremy Simpson was a first-team All-SLAC selection just a couple years ago. 2 different years with Catawba, in fact. This is his 4th season as an assistant. And then Cole Hales in his first year with the Indians as a coach. 3 years with Catawba, was an ABCA All-American in 2025. And Coach Gant told us the transfer portal kind of hurts you because you don't have older guys that have been around the program to kind of translate those messages that you want. But these coaches have done a great job at that, especially being a part of the program. They're way past their time and wise beyond their years. And you can see the hitting has not been a problem for them. They've been coached up real well, Andrew.
Absolutely right on cue. Talking about the transfer portal and mentioning that, Brandon Crabtree has left the yard for the 13th time this year, and the Catawba College Catawba Indians are back in front 4-3. He drives an 0-1 breaking ball over the right field wall, and the conference's player of the year continues to swing a hot bat. He's 2 for 2, and the Indians are back in front 4-3. And now Sam Hunter, with Catawba back in front, takes ball 1 low as Harvey's allowed a second home run in the first 3 innings. It's only 336 down the right field line. Certainly gettable for these hitters here this weekend, especially when you pull the ball as well as Crabtree did on that leadoff home run in the 3rd. Harvey misses inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. It's funny how we schedule some of these pregame hits, or we schedule some of these in-game things for what we want to highlight about the stories and whatnot for these two teams. And the half inning we're talking about it, there's a home run right in the middle of it. As Hunter takes a 3rd ball, it's 3-0. And certainly having 2 players that have played for Coach Gant and know what it's like to be in his program each and every day is very valuable. As Harvey's back in the zone with a strike to Sam Hunter, it's 3-1. That is very valuable to this Catawba program, and Coach Gant even joked with us earlier this week how that if he's got something going on campus as Hunter takes a second strike, that even if something's going on campus and he's late to practice, he knows if practice starts at 2 and he gets there at 2:15, they're already into what they need to be doing for that specific day. That's how much trust he has in his program. He knows if he misses a day, he's got 2 great assistants to work with after him. Swing and a miss. Harvey works from behind. He fell behind 3-0 and then strikes out Sam Hunter with 3 straight strikes, and there's 2 away, or rather 1 away, here in the 3rd inning. Good response by Harvey. He's got his 3rd K after the Crabtree home run. Once again, after a home run, Harvey has responded with strikeouts. And now he faces Hunter Atkins, who went yard against him in the 1st inning. 4-3 Catawba here in the 3rd as Atkins swings behind a fastball for strike 1. Hunter Atkins' hitting streak is up to 7 straight now after his 1st inning blast. His 6th home run of the year for a redshirt sophomore that's hit above 300 in each of his first 2 playing seasons with the Indians. Third baseman takes away, and it's 1-1. First home run for Hunter Atkins in this championship series, the first by either side, his 2nd of the conference tournament. Swing and a miss behind the slider. It's 1-2. He went yard in the first game of that opening round tournament with Coker. And it's his 3rd home run in the last month of this season. He hit 3 in the first month and a half, and he's got 3 more in the last half of this season. High and inside heater makes it 2-2. On Catawba's cleanup batter here in the 3rd inning. A lot of offensive fireworks between these 2 teams in game 1 of this championship series. The 2-2 swing and a miss again. Harvey's breaking ball gets Atkins swinging and missing, and there's 2 away in inning 3. Back-to-back Ks for Harvey and the Bulldogs here in the 3rd. That Harvey slider has gotten so many hitters this season. He gets Atkins with it for the 2nd out of the inning, and now the 5-hitting Jake Dunlap stands in. Harvey up to 83 strikeouts, or rather 84 now on the year, as he's got 5 in the game. Facing Dunlap, who rips one foul up the first base line for strike 1. It's a Catawba team that we talked about has been so dominant over the last decade plus, especially the last several years. 3 straight regular season titles. Foul ball by Dunlap once again makes it 0-2. And this year's team features 6 different all-conference players, 3 first-teamers, 2 second-teamers, and a third-teamer. In the batting order, Colt Wilkins, a second-team pitcher, and then Casey Gouge, not even starting this game, was the pitcher of the year and a first-team all-conference pitcher as well. Harvey misses away. It's a 1-2 count. Coach Gant's got some really good players to work with, and they have molded this program to be consistent year after year. Several players with this program for multiple years, and then they plug and place others when needed. How about Chad Harvey's 3rd inning? He gives up the leadoff home run to Brandon Crabtree, but he battles back and strikes out the side, getting Hunter, Atkins, and Dunlap in order. But Crabtree's blast has Catawba back in front, 4-3 after 3 in this first game of the championship series here at McCrary Park.
The South Atlantic Conference develops inclusive student-athlete leaders who achieve excellence in the classroom, in athletic competition, and in civic engagement. These student-athletes then graduate with skills and knowledge necessary to make a positive difference in a multicultural society. For the latest news and information about the South Atlantic Conference, make sure you visit www.thesac.com.
Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championship Series here on Flow College. Colt Wilkins will pitch once again for the Indians. Now he has a one-run lead to work with as we begin the top half of inning number 4. First pitch of the inning is a swinging strike one to the 6-hitter Neil Griffin in a 4-3 game here on Flow College. Same part of the order for the Bulldogs that led off that 2-run second inning. Next pitch grounded sharply to third. Atkins stays down on that ground ball, kept it in front, throws out Neil Griffin for out number 1. Sharp defensive work by Hunter Atkins. His second play in a row, spanning half innings, is the first out of the 4th inning. Now the 7-hitter Will Farrell. Griffin and Farrell went back-to-back with singles in that second inning. Farrell drove that first pitch through the left side for a base hit in his first at-bat. And the second pitch he sees on the day from Colt Wilkins is a breaking ball for a strike on pitch 51 from the second-team all-conference right-hander. 0-1. Breaking ball popped up. Connolly tosses his mask. He's after it, tracking it down, leans over. Did he make the catch? Sliding, he did. How about the defensive work from Matthew Connolly? That's the second pop-out behind home plate here early on in this first game of the championship series. And just like that, there's 2 away in this 4th inning. Again, we talked about how there is so much room behind home plate for these catchers to worry about balls into the turf. But even on pop-outs, second time now as Bradley Hart, the Wingate catcher, takes ball 1 away. He placed down a sac bunt that moved those eventual 2 runs and runners into scoring position in that second inning. 1-0. He takes a strike. Hart, the redshirt junior out of Lake Worth, Florida, takes a second strike. 17th straight start for Bradley Hart. Trying to muster up some 2-out life for Wingate. They have not been retired in order yet in this game. 1-2 from Wilkins. No chase on the breaking ball away, and the count evens. Wilkins readies, and the 9th pitch of the inning. Breaking ball away again, and Hart, with good plate discipline, stays away at those sliders away and works the count full. And the payoff. Ball 4 away, so Bradley Hart never swung the bat, didn't need to. He takes a 6-pitch walk to give the Bulldogs a base runner with 2 outs for Reed Benamati. Good at bat. Wilkins kept going to those sliders down and away. Couldn't locate it in the zone. And so now Reed Benamati bats with 1 on and 2 out. And a 1-run game. Wilkins, his first one. Inside corner fastball for a strike. Benamati drove in 2 runs with a single into center field. Back in that second inning. There's a softball hit flare out toward right center field. Hunter charging in. He sprints after it in the gap and makes the catch for out number 3. Good speed from the Gold Glove outfielder Sam Hunter to help Colt Wilkins toss a second straight scoreless inning. No runs, no hits, and Hart left aboard. Catawba goes into the home half of the 4th with a 1-run lead here on Flow College.
Here, student-athletes connect and build relationships with their communities to make a lasting impact and, in turn, attract more interest and attendance to our athletic events. Locally, our efforts with Make-A-Wish have given SAC student-athletes an opportunity to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Are you ready to be a difference maker in your community? The time is now, so make it yours.
4-3 game as Catawba gets ready to bat in the bottom of the fourth inning. 6, 7, and 8 due up. Here from McCrary Park in what has been a fun Game 1 between these two programs. Two teams rated very highly in the Southeast Regional rankings that were released by the NCAA on Wednesday. Catawba stayed in the number 2 spot of the region, and Wingate stayed in the 4th spot. And that would mean Catawba would host that 4-team pod, one of the two, as Hubbard swings and misses to begin the 4th inning. That means that Catawba would host that potentially, depending on how this weekend goes as well. They maybe could get the top seed if they have a good series this weekend with Wingate and win this SAC baseball championship tournament as Hubbard bounces one foul up the first base side to fall behind 0-2. And meanwhile, Wingate in that 4th seeded spot may be hard for them to get up to the 2 seed to be a host, but certainly going to be a top 4 seed regardless of the results this weekend probably, as Harvey's slider stays outside to the lefty Hubbard, and it's 1-2. Harvey a scoreless second inning, a 1-2-3 second inning, but gave up a 3-run first on a home run and that Crabtree homer in the 3rd. 1-2, swing and a miss. Another K from Chad Harvey. He's got a 7th strikeout. That's his 4th straight to begin the 4th. How about Chad Harvey on the mound for the Wingate defense here early on? Harvey entered the game with 79 strikeouts on the year, and it's now his 5th straight start with at least 5. He's up to 6, and now fires in a strike to Chrisman. 7 strikeouts for Chad Harvey and 59 pitches. Threw 3 1/3 on the mound for the right-hander, who has settled in after that Crabtree home run. Foul ball, and it's strike 2. Theme with some of these strikeouts has been working ahead in the counts so far. No balls, 2 strikes. Harvey back to work, and the pitch runs away. It's 1-2. Chrisman struck out in that 4th inning. Harvey family watching on as the redshirt junior goes to work, and another offering to Chrisman is outside. It's 2-2. Chrisman, the shortstop, very reliable for Jim Gant's club. Looking to reach base for the Indians here in the 4th. Harvey has struck out the last 4 he's faced. The 2-2 stayed inside. Hart dropped the breaking ball as well, and the count is full. The last 5 outs recorded by Chad Harvey are strikeouts. The last of the 2nd was a strikeout. He struck out the side in the 3rd. He's opened the 4th with a strikeout. A pause and a payoff. Fastball, knee high, called strike 3. 5 straight punch-outs from Chad Harvey. He gets Chrisman looking, and there's 2 away in the 4th. The redshirt junior Harvey is absolutely dealing now. The last 6 outs recorded have been strikeouts from Chad Harvey. Catawba's put the ball in play once in the last 7 to the plate. That was the Crabtree homer in the 3rd. And right on cue, there's a ball driven well out towards center field, but Benamati with a good beat on Connolly's rip to center, and that ends the inning. But it's a 1-2-3 4th for Chad Harvey. Struck out 5 straight prior to that fly ball out. He keeps this championship series in game 1 of it a 1-run game. 4-3 as Wingate trails by a run and comes back to the plate. It'll be the top of the order for the 5th when we come back to McCrary Park. One-run game as Catawba leads Wingate in this first game of the championship series from McCrary Park. Third straight year that the home of the Asheboro Zookeepers is letting the South Atlantic Conference play its championship series at this historic venue. Kevin Corpuso leads off inning 5 for a Wingate offense trailing by a run, 4-3 as Colt Wilkins winds and drops in a slider for a called strike to begin inning 5. Corpuso has flew out twice in his first 2 at-bats against Wilkins in innings 1 and 2. 0-1 fastball knee high, it's strike 2. When these two teams met back in late February, or rather late March I should say, Catawba won the series opener and series finale, 2 games that were not close by score when it was all said and done, and then Wingate won the middle game 12-10 in 10 innings. As Wilkins missed away with a changeup, it's 1-2. Wilkins is tossed back-to-back scoreless innings after allowing 3 in the first 2. Sharply hit grounder to first. Nice play by Crabtree at first base. He calls off Wilkins and takes it to the bag himself. 3 unassisted to begin the 5th inning. And now Jake Corville. Seeing some really good defensive plays by this Catawba defense. 3 Gold Glovers in the infield. Hubbard and Crabtree, Gold Glove infielders on the right side of the infield, and then you've got Hunter Adkins at third base as well to help Colt Wilkins out, who's gone 4 1/3 so far. First pitch to Corville, runs away. 4-1. Corville was walked in the first inning before scoring on Tanner McCammon's 2-out double. And the 1-0, driven well on the ground straight to Crispin. He sets his feet and fires to first, and Corville retired. Consecutive groundouts are the first 2 outs of inning 5, and that's now 3 straight sent down by Wilkins since the final out of the 4th inning, and he's retired 7 of the last 8 he has faced. And now Bowen Powell steps in with 2 outs. He's the last Wingate hitter with a base hit. That was a single in inning 3. First one home. Fouled off as Powell's late swing lets him fall behind 0-1. High-powering Wingate offense. Best offense in the conference this year, averaging just at 10 runs a game. 10th most runs per game in the country this season in Division II baseball as Powell fouls a second pitch off, and he's behind 0-2. Held to just 3 runs on 5 hits so far. Just 1 hit in the last 3 innings as Powell takes the elevated waist pitch. Fastball from Wilkins for ball 1. Wilkins has settled in very nicely for Jim Gant's club. Pitching with a 1-run lead as he winds for pitch 70. And Powell sharply hits it foul. Cole Hales, Catawba pitching coach, looking on at his starting pitcher Wilkins. Another 1-2, breaking ball, rolled softly to second. Hubbard to his left, fields and throws out Bowen Powell. 3 groundouts to help Colt Wilkins toss a 1-2-3 5th inning. First 1-2-3 frame for the senior right-hander keeps Catawba in front by a run. Wilkins has retired 8 of the last 9 he's faced to keep the Indians up a run here on Flow College. Welcome back to Asheboro, North Carolina at McCrary Park, where Chad Harvey has been ringing up Catawba hitters all afternoon long. He's up to 8 strikeouts in the game, but just 2 swings have been the reason the Indians are up a run. Harvey has struck out 8, but he's given up 2 home runs, and that's why Catawba has a 4-3 advantage as we begin the bottom half of inning 5. And the first pitch of the inning is a swing and a foul ball by Cloud behind the plate for strike 1. A first inning 3-run blast by Hunter Atkins and a leadoff home run from Brandon Crabtree in the third is why the Indians lead 4-3. 0-1 from Harvey. Good location on that pitch, and it's an 0-2 count for Harvey to work against Cloud. 67 pitches for Harvey, 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, no walks, and those 8 strikeouts. 5 of which have come to the last 6 hitters. Foul ball back, keeps it 0-2. Rather, 6 of the last 7 outs have been strikeouts by Chad Harvey. This second time through the order, he's gone strikeout, home run, strikeout, 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 fly out. 0-2, and there's another strikeout. Cloud down, swinging on 3 pitches, and Harvey's got 9 punch-outs in the 5th, 1 away. That's second time through the order. Chad Harvey struck out 7 of the Catawba 9 hitters. The redshirt junior right-hander dealing now for the Bulldogs. It is one off his season and career high as he pitches to the leadoff man Logan Dyer, who shows bunt and takes it back for ball 1. Logan Dyer 0 for 2, the sophomore from Salisbury, North Carolina, went 5 for 11 in the opening round of the tournament at the SAC Championships hosted by Catawba, the top seed in this tournament. Dyer takes away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Chad Harvey had just 2 strikeouts the first time through the order, but the second time he retires 8 of the 9 and struck out 7 of them. Now he's going through the order for a third time. With 1 away in the 5th inning, Dyer takes low, and it's 3-0. Harvey showing why he's a first-team all-conference pitcher here in Game 1 of this championship series. Having to battle back here against Logan Dyer in the 5th, the 3-0. Neil Lortz calls it strike 1. Jeff Gregory had nothing but positive things to say about his redshirt junior, Chad Harvey. First year with the program, he was a bullpen guy. Last year, he was a closer and really do-it-all guy out of the bullpen. There's a second strike. Dyer was about to take off his ankle pad, but Harvey back in the zone once again has worked the count full. Knee-high strike on Logan Dyer has made the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Harvey sets at the belt and pitches a payoff. A slider driven into center field for a base hit. Good 2-strike approach by Logan Dyer. His first hit of the championship series gives Catawba a base runner for Brandon Crabtree here in the 5th. First year bullpen guy for Chad Harvey. Second year, last year, 2025. Did a little bit of everything. Mainly the closer role, had 6 saves, but came in very important situations more often than not, and then this year has developed into a starting pitcher after working hard all fall to step into this role as Wingate's ace. First pitch to Brandon Crabtree is a waist-high fastball. Well, Brandon Crabtree is a guy that nobody wants to face right now. Hits in 22 straight games. He's 2 for 2 in this game and now has six hits in the conference tournament as Crabtree takes away, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. One. Ground ball sharply to second. To the left goes Corville. His only play will be to first. He spins back around to throw out Crabtree. First time the Conference Player of the Year is retired. Smart play by Corville at second base as well. He was having to range to his left away from second. And just to get that out, he wisely went to first base for the second out of the inning. Now Sam Hunter, the two-out batter with Dyer in scoring position. Harvey sets in the first pitch to Sam Hunter. Runs inside and low. The single for Sam Hunter in that first inning. Leader scored on that 3-run Hunter Atkins home run. He would be next if Hunter can reach. Harvey's 80th pitch. Swing and a miss by Hunter. Actually a foul ball. It dings off Bradley Hart's catcher's mitt. 2 away here in the 5th inning. Dyer base hit. He's at second now. The 1-1. Runs low. Multiple lead changes so far in game 1 of this championship series. Wingate scored first in the top of the first inning. Then Hunter Atkins went yard. And the Bulldogs went down by 2. They tied it right back at 3 in the third as Hunter hits one softly foul up the first base side, and it's a 2-2 count now with 2 away. After Wingate tied the game at 3 in the second inning, Brandon Crabtree hit a solo home run to begin the third rather, to give Catawba a 4-3 lead. And since then, it's been about the starting pitchers, and these two teams have turned and watched Chad Harvey and Colt Wilkins trade zeros since the 4th inning. Harvey trying to put up another one to keep his team down just a run. Wingate's right-hander sets and pitches to Hunter. Runs inside, nearly hit him. It's 3-2. Nobody in front of Logan Dyer. He's the lead runner, nobody behind him, so he will not have to move on this pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-run game in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Hart will throw down to first, and, well, they don't no need to. Hart grabs the breaking ball from Harvey on the swinging strike 3. Second time Hunter's down swinging, and Chad Harvey's tied his season high in strikeouts. He's got 10 through 5. Bulldogs down a run here on Flow College.
Only if they take.
Top of the 6th inning, about to get underway here from McCrary Park. We have been tied, or we've been in this spot 4-3 since the 3rd inning. Wingate jumped in front, 1-0. Tanner McCammon, RBI double in that first inning, and now he comes to bat once again for the 3rd time today in the 6th inning and takes ball 1 away. McCammon was a Wingate player that we spotlighted prior to this game, swinging behind a fastball. This time it's 1-1, and He delivered this championship series his first run with that RBI double. And he has one swing capabilities of tying this game. 1-1 from Wilkins, a knee-high strike, and it's 1-2. Pretty efficient pitch count. Wilkins threw 22 in the first inning, but he's only at 73 as he works to the first batter of this sixth inning. The righty winds in the 1-2 to McCammon. A breaking ball drops in there for called strike 3. Just the second punch out from Colt Wilkins, but that's how the sixth inning begins. He gets McCammon looking, and there's one away. Right-hander Wilkins is now retired 5 straight since the last out of the fourth inning. And overall, during this stretch of scoreless baseball, has started to find himself in a groove as he fires a strike into Jalen Evans. Wilkins has retired 9 of the last 10 that have come to the plate for the Bulldogs. 0-1 to Evans. Breaking ball runs away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Jalen Evans. A fly out and a ground out for the All-SAC second baseman. First team All-Conference infielder, hit .432 in the regular season. 1-1 set, and now Wilkins fires a breaking ball low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Starting pitching has carried the way for top-seeded and number 1 Catawba all year. Ground ball, third base, it's Atkins off the bag. Laser of a throw to Brandon Crabtree to retire Evans, and there's 2 away in the sixth inning. 10 of the last 11 faced by Colt Wilkins have been retired. The only base runner for the Bulldogs, they have had 2 base runners since the third inning. A 1-out Bowen Powell base hit and a 2-out walk by Bradley Hart in the fourth, as Wilkins fires in ball 1 to Neil Griffin. 1-0 offering. Breaking ball below the knees. And Griffin has worked himself into a favorable 2-ball, no strike count. Plenty of fireworks early on in this championship series. All 7 runs in this first game of this series were scored in the first 3 innings as Griffin hits one well on the ground through the left side, a base hit. That breaks up a stretch where Colt Wilkins had retired 6 straight Wingate hitters. Griffin has his second hit of the series opener. And the Bulldogs have the tying run aboard for Will Farrell. Good piece of hitting by Neil Griffin, who's turning himself into a nice series opening effort for the freshman. Now Will Farrell, 1 for 2 himself. First pitch, Farrell drives it well out toward left center field. Farrell gives it a ride and has left the yard. Bulldogs bark back. It's a 1-run lead, 5-4. Will Farrell's second blast of the year has the Bulldogs up a run in the sixth inning. The conference's leader in home runs. Nobody's hit more home runs than this Wingate offense this season in the league. And Will Farrell delivers the blast here in the sixth inning with 2 outs to put the Dogs up a run. A no-doubter over the left center field wall. Farrell, in just his 6th start of the year, delivers the much-needed blast, and now Bradley Hart as Wilkins tries to respond. That's the first extra base hit by Wingate in this series opener. Breaking ball away, and Wilkins misses. It's 1-1. 1-1 to Hart. Breaking ball away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike to the 8-hitter Bradley Hart. More 2-out offense for the Bulldogs And it gives them the lead back here in the 6th inning. The 2-1 from Colt Wilkins. Line drive, softly center field. It drops in for a base hit, and the Bulldogs have a 3rd straight runner reach with 2 away. Bulldogs have regained the lead. This is their 2nd lead of the championship series here in game number 1. More 2-out offense from this Wingate team that's been a gritty group, and more on this Wingate team this year. We'll send it down to Ray.
Yeah, thanks so much, Andrew. This Wingate squad sets a mantra every year with their leadership group, and this year it was working to the same song, finding the same rhythm, whether that be winning at bats, winning pitches throughout the ball games. You've seen so many comeback victories throughout the season because someone gets a hit, someone gets a run late, and the song just keeps catching on. They began playing music during practice. It's changed the energy for this Wingate team this season, and clearly it's changed the energy in this ball.
It absolutely has, and right on cue, another base hit. This one by the 9-hitter Reed Benamati. 4 straight hits by Wingate here with 2 outs. Thanks again, Rayanna, and certainly this Wingate team is a problem, especially offensively. They're so dangerous top to bottom in their batting order. You highlighted some of the comeback victories, and granted, they've only been down 2 runs for a half inning of this game, but a group that you can't count out at any point so far in 2026. Head coach Jeff Gregory raved to us about how his team this year has played every out and has done that to the best of their capability all season long, and that's been the case here again today. How about the 2-out hitting from this Wingate offense to regain a 1-run lead? And this is going to be the end of the line for the senior righty Colt Wilkins as the veteran head coach Jim Gant makes his first visit to the mound and will take the ball from the all-conference pitcher. Wilkins had retired 6 straight, including 10 of 11 prior to this 2-out burst from Wingate's offense. Round of applause from the Catawba faithful that's made the trip 45 minutes from Salisbury for this championship series. Catawba College going into the bullpen for the first time. More on this reliever after this. Back here in Game 1 of the championship series, Wingate with 4 consecutive 2-out base hits. A 2-run, 2-out blast from Will Farrell has given the Bulldogs the lead back and has forced Catawba to go to the bullpen. Seth Sharp is warming up prior to a 28th appearance this season. Nobody on this Catawba team has more pitching appearances than Seth Sharp this season. His now 28 appearances are top 5 in Division II this season. Seth Sharp, the new pitcher in relief of Colt Wilkins, with 2 away in this 6th inning. Staying with that Wingate thought and the same song, same rhythm theme on this year's team, Ray, I've got to know, what is Jeff Gregory's go-to song?
Well, he told he's a big Metallica guy, that he likes, every sort of genre, but you put a little Metallica on, little Inner Sandman, that really gets him going. He said the answer would be different across the team, of course. But Jeff Gregory, he's jamming out to Metallica right now, and I'm sure he's loving what his team is doing out there to the track of those Metallica guitars for sure.
Yeah, that's a great choice. Metallica, can't go wrong with the choice there from the 16-year head coach, Jeff Gregory. His team has regained a 5-4 lead and now faces the reliever Seth Sharp here in this 6th inning. And guess what? It's the top of the order up in Gavin Grapuso with 2 on and 2 out. Sharp's first pitch, good breaking ball, and Grapuso offered at the ball on the turf for swinging strike 1. Wingate's bottom part of the order has been terrific here in this series opener. The bottom part of the order has 7 of the 9 hits. 6 through 9. Griffin through Benamati have 7 of the 9 hits for the Bulldogs as Grapuso late on the fastball fouls it off, and it's strike 2. Facing the right-handed sophomore Seth Sharp from Eden, North Carolina is Seth Sharp. He pitched twice against the Bulldogs in the regular season, 3 scoreless in the series opener, gave up a couple of runs and got just 2 outs in that second game of the series. Game the Wingate won. 0-2 to the plate, ball into the turf, skips away from Connolly to his right, and he won't have a throw anywhere. Runners advance to second and third here with 2 outs in the inning on a breaking ball in the turf that just bounced away enough for a Matthew Connolly. And the runners shift into scoring position on a wild pitch. First ball to Gavin Grapuso. It's 1-2 as Catawba's defense plays normal depth against the left-handed hitting outfielder. Sharp readies. Ground ball right side. Crabtree waits on the back hop. Flips to first base. Sharp gets there before Grapuso. And the 6th inning comes to a close. But the Bulldogs send 7 to the plate, and they score twice in inning 6 on Will Farrell's go-ahead 2-run blast. His second of the year as the second seed Wingate up 5-4 after 5.5 of Game 1 of the SAC Championship Series here on Flow College. Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to McCrary Park, historic McCrary Park, here in Asheboro, North Carolina, for this series opener of the championship series between top-seeded Catawba and second-seeded Wingate. Chad Harvey and the Wingate Bulldogs have a 1-run lead as bottom of inning 6 gets ready to begin against Hunter Adkins, Jake Dunlap, and Ty Hubbard. Middle part of Jim Gant's order coming to the plate here in the 6th inning as Atkins bounces the first pitch foul up the third base side for strike 1. Harvey has been in a groove. If you don't count the Crabtree leadoff home run in the 3rd inning, redshirt junior righty has been in a rocking chair since as he fires in a strike to Adkins, and it's 0-2. Since that leadoff blast in the 3rd inning, Harvey's retired 9 of the last 10. 0-2. Breaking ball away. It's 1-2 to Adkins now. Of those 9 outs, 7 of them have been recorded by strikeouts. And Harvey is a punch out away from a new career high. The righty sets in the 1-2. Breaking ball off the plate. It's an even 2-2 count. Harvey has matched his season high in strikeouts. He struck out 10 Tusculum Pioneer hitters on February 27th. Atkins stays alive, fouling the 2-2 back. And now Harvey's got double-digit punch-outs. For the second time in his career, at the best time. In his 15th start, setting the tone for this Wingate team in the series opener of this championship series. Another 2-2. Softly hit right side. The first baseman, Powell, can't make the play. The ball takes a funky hop. Had some extra English off the end of Atkins' bat, and Powell was not in front of that baseball. And Atkins reaches to begin the 6th inning. Look at what this ball does on Bowen Powell. It just kicks so far away from him that it goes down as an infield single for Hunter Atkins to begin the 6th inning. Tying run on base, and the go-ahead batter standing in. Go-ahead run at the plate, and Jake Dunlap. First pitch is a strike. Jake Dunlap has struck out twice against Chad Harvey in this game. A 1 set, and Harvey comes home. Line drive, left field, a base hit. It 2 hops into Will Farrell's mitt. And Dunlap is aboard with his first base hit. Catawba's got consecutive singles to begin the 6th inning. Second hit and 7 at-bats for Jake Dunlap against Chad Harvey this year. And with 2 on and nobody out, Bradley Hart will walk out and talk with his fellow redshirt junior pitcher, Chad Harvey. Quick conversation, and Hart heads back into the dugout, or heads back to home plate. 5 innings, 10 strikeouts for Chad Harvey, 92 pitches. Working with 2 on and nobody out. Ty Hubbard, the 6-hitter, shows bunt, bunts it third base side. Beautiful bunt. Evans charging in, Fields on the run, fakes a throw. Nobody was going to be able to get the speedy Ty Hubbard up the first base line. Everybody's safe on the bunt single from Ty Hubbard. The bases are loaded. A perfectly placed bunt by the all-conference second baseman to load him up for Nathan Chrisman. Evans charged in, but by the time he fielded the ball on the run, it was wise for him to hold on to that ball. And now the bases are loaded for Nathan Chrisman. He's 0 for 2. First pitch, liner foul behind home for strike 1. A lot of speed out there on the bases as well. And a gap shot here from Chrisman, or even one deep enough into the outfield, can score at least a runner from third and tie this game. Bulldogs defensively have the corners playing even and the middle infielders playing double play depth as this ball's driven out toward right field. After it, on the run and making the catch is Grapuso up against the wall. This will score a run. Second to third goes Jake Dunlap. It's a sac fly from Nathan Chrisman, and the Catawba College Catawba Indians have tied the game at 5. A job done by the senior shortstop to plate Atkins. Good base running from Jake Dunlap puts him at third. Hubbard stays at first base with 1 away for Matthew Connolly. Excellent baseball by Nathan Chrisman to level the score, and now a base hit can give the Indians the lead back. Connolly shows bunt and takes a strike. Connolly this year has only bounced into 3 double plays. It's a Catawba offense that's grounded into 27 double plays this season. Chad Harvey would love a double play ball here from his defense. 0-1. Slider away on the 97th pitch from the redshirt junior right-hander. Makes the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Entering this inning, Chad Harvey had retired 9 of the last 10, but 3 consecutive singles have led to the sac fly that's tied the game. And now Catawba's go-ahead run here in the bottom of inning 6 stands at third base. 1-1 set, and Harvey offers breaking ball. Nicked foul by Connolly at strike 2. One thing Jim Gant talked to me earlier this week about is something that impressed his team the most about this 41-win year was his club's ability offensively to not be one-dimensional. He said they run the bases well, they can hit for power, they have the ability to bunt, and that's been the case in this game. 1-2 from Harvey. Connolly stays away, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on pitch 100 from Chad Harvey in his 15th start of the year. 2-2. Runner takes off from first, and Connolly fouls the ball back to the screen to stay alive. On that topic and thought of this Catawba team, we've seen the power. Atkins and Crabtree have gone yard. Good base running in this inning has allowed them to score a run on a sac fly. And then the Hubbard bunt single has continued this inning. 2-2. Breaking ball popped up by Connolly. Behind home, Bradley Hart loses the mask. He's called. No, not called off. He makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Looked like Chad Harvey and Bowen Powell, the pitcher and first baseman, were trying to help Hart out. But Hart read it the whole way and makes the catch. And there's 2 outs in the 6th inning for Malachi Cloud. Harvey was the one sprinting toward home, and it looked like he was yelling something, and he was close to making the catch, but eventually gave way to Hart to make the play. And now with the corners occupied and 2 outs, it's the lead transfer Malachi Cloud. First pitch. Good back pick by Hart on that ball away. It's 1-0. Malachi Cloud, redshirt junior from Decatur, Georgia, entered this championship series 5 for 8 in the conference tournament. 1-0 pitch is a knee-high strike from Chad Harvey. 103 pitches from the redshirt junior Harvey. Bulldogs have a right-hander throwing. 1-1. Hubbard takes off. Cloud bounces it foul, and it's strike 2. Indians have not been able to get Hubbard into scoring position. That's twice he has taken off. And both times the Catawba hitter has fouled the ball off. And so Hubbard back to first base. It's a 1-2 count. Harvey trying to keep the game tied. Hubbard takes off, pitches outside for a ball. No throw down from Hart. And it's ball 2. And now the Indians have 2 in scoring position. And a base hit can make it a 2-run game. See teams so often not worry about that runner, especially with 2 outs and that runner at third base. 2-2 to Cloud. Breaking ball away. He stays away from it, and the count is full. Top of the order is after Malachi Cloud. If the lead transfer can reach base in this 6th inning. Harvey's payoff. A slider popped up out toward right field. Grapuso is charging in. He makes the catch, and Chad Harvey gets out of a 6th inning jam. Catawba loaded the bases with nobody out. An infield single, followed by a single to left field, and then a bunt single from Ty Hubbard. Loaded the bases for the Indians, but just a sac fly brings home the tying run. We're knotted up at 5 after 6 innings in Game 1 of the championship series here on Flow College.
off camera.
Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to Asheboro, North Carolina. We're knotted up at 5 after Nathan Chrisman's sacrifice fly with the bases loaded in that 6th inning. For more on Chrisman, let's send it down to the second member of our team, Ray Anadicro. Ray?
Yeah, Nathan Chrisman, not only just a regular starter for this Catawba team, but a certified good guy. He was named to the Lou Gehrig Community Impact Team back in March and was selected for his work done through Sterling Heights, North Carolina, which partners with Nazareth Children's Home to provide support for families in the Department of Social Services. He led fundraising efforts of $7,500 through a season-long game sponsorship program, cookouts, trunk or treats, pretty much everything you can think of. So that success on the field translating to off the field for others. A no-brainer for the Good Guy of the Year award, no doubt. Andrew.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Ray. And certainly not only has he been reliable on the field for Jim Gant's team, but Coach Gant told us that the best part he likes about some of his players and what makes this team special is their stuff off the field, especially with what Nathan Chrisman has done off the field for the Indians in his senior season, especially with it being just his second season in Salisbury. 1 ball, 2 strike count as Jake Corville leads off this 7th inning for the Bulldogs. Bowen Powell, Tanner McCammon, heart of the order for Wingate here in the 7th against Seth Sharp. Swing and a miss at a fastball. Corville swings and misses. He's 0 for 3, and Sharp has his first strikeout to begin the 7th inning. Knotted up at 5 runs apiece in what has been a fun first game of this championship series. Seth Sharp, the only reliever to pitch so far in this game, now works against Bowen Powell, and the first pitch is fouled back by the freshman first baseman. This is a really strong conference for first baseman. Bowen Powell, if he probably was playing any other position, hitting .373 with double-digit bombs and 67 runs batted in, would be an all-conference player, but the first base position in the South Atlantic Conference is by far one of the best, not only in the league positionally, but in the region as well, as Powell takes inside. Powell's opposing first baseman today, Brandon Crabtree, obviously the player of the year, obviously first team all-conference. Carson-Newman's Logan Floyd hit north of 400 for the Eagles this year. He was a second team all-conference pick. 1-1 is popped up and foul at strike 2 on Powell. And then Seth Christmas was the conference's third team all-league first baseman. And Christmas hit double-digit homers and one of the top RBI men in the league this year as well. And so Powell was the odd man out when it came down to the voting on the best first basemen in the league. 1-2 home. Fastball fouled off again by the freshman to keep it 1-2. Strikeout, single, ground out for Bowen Powell in his 3 at-bats in this game, facing the reliever Seth Sharp for the first time. And what is Sharp's third batter faced? He got Grapuso to ground out for the last out of the 6th, and then struck out Corville to begin this 7th inning. 1-2 again to Powell, breaking ball, lifted out towards shallow left center. Malachi Cloud is hustling over, and he makes the catch in the gap for out number 2. Good work from Seth Sharp. 3 up, 3 down from him, and now with 2 away, he'll face Tanner McCammon. McCammon is 1 for 3. And will face Seth Sharp for the first time. Bulldogs scored twice in the 6th inning to take the lead on a Will Ferrell home run, but the Indians have bounced right back to tie with a sac fly in the 6th inning. That's why we're level at 5 as McCammon swings and fouls the first pitch back. 4 strike 1. In the regular season, when these two teams met in that series opener, it was the same pitching matchup, Chad Harvey against Colt Wilkins. And what was a low-scoring start to the day, 0-1 from McCammon runs away. Or 2 McCammon runs away. Catawba scored a run on a Matthew Connolly home run in the second inning. It was a 1-0 game through 5 innings. Reed Benamonte ripped a 2-run double, or an RBI double, to give the Bulldogs the 6th inning lead, 2-1. As Sharp misses high, it's 2 balls and a strike. And then with the Bulldogs up a run, it was a Catawba 7-run 7th inning that made it an 8-2 game and allowed the Bulldogs to run away with that series opener. 2-ball, 1-strike pitch, and McCammon checked his swing and fouled it off into the screen for strike 2. If Sharp can get McCammon, we're headed to that home half of the 7th inning, and that's when the Catawba offense ran Chad Harvey out of the game after 6 1/3 and then scored 7 times against the Wingate bullpen. Sharp sets, and the 2-2 is softly hit out toward left field. It's sinking in, and it drops in for a base hit. McCammon throws his hands at a breaking ball and drops it into left center field for his second hit. A 24th multi-hit game of Tanner McCammon's first season with the Bulldogs gives them a base runner here in the 7th inning with 2 away for Jalen Evans. Good 2-strike, 2-out hitting from Tanner McCammon does just enough to lift into the outfield. And now the Bulldogs will put some pressure on Seth Sharp for the first time. The righty comes set. And the first one to Evans is driven out well towards center field. Malachi Cloud running back, backpedaling near the warning track, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Seth Sharp out of the bullpen has been sharp. He's faced 5 and he's retired 4 of them and tosses a scoreless 7th. We'll stretch here at McCrary Park. We're tied at 5 in Game 1 of the 2026 SAC Baseball Championship Series here on Flow College. The day is over for Chad Harvey. For the second time this year, he has double-digit strikeouts, matching a season and career high. He punches out 10 Catawba hitters in 6 innings of work, 8 hits, 5 runs, allowed from the redshirt junior righty. And now he gives the ball to Carson Starnes out of the Wingate bullpen. Starnes enters this game for the Bulldogs with the game tied at 5, 23 innings of work for the right-hander in 2026, 3 wins and a loss to his line this year. 24 appearances total, just 23 innings of work, 22 strikeouts, and 13 walks for the redshirt senior out of Monroe, North Carolina. He'll begin the 7th against the top of Catawba's order: Logan Dyer, Brandon Crabtree, and Sam Hunter. Here on Flow College, glad you're with us for the start of this SAC Championship Series. Both teams into the bullpen now, and Starnes begins the inning with a fastball in there to Logan Dyer, who's 1 for 3. Senior righty Starnes making his 25th appearance, misses outside. It's 1-1. Nobody's appeared in more games on the mound than the righty Starnes. A 4.9 ERA for the year. 1-1. Just below the knees with a fastball. It's 2-1. Remember, in that first game when Chad Harvey left, the Bulldogs were in control of that regular season meeting as Dyer pops one up toward right. Gavin Grapuso makes the catch waist high on the fly out to right. And there's one away for Starnes in the 7th. Now Brandon Crabtree, who has homered in this game, bats with the game tied here in the 7th inning. But remember when Harvey left in that meeting on March 20th, the series opener in Salisbury. Harvey left after 6 1/3, and that's when the Indians scored 7 straight. Ball is off of Starnes' glove. He lost his glove, stayed with it, and threw out Crabtree. Well, sometimes it's better off if your glove is a brick wall. Carson Starnes just got his glove out in front of that hard-hit ball by Brandon Crabtree. It was hit so well it knocked the glove off of Starnes' left hand, and he stayed with it to throw out the Player of the Year. 2 away now for Sam Hunter. Terrific work. And now Hunter takes called strike 1. Sam Hunter, the 2-out batter, a first inning single with strikeouts in innings 3 and 4, or rather 3 and 5 at the plate. He takes inside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike, and a game tied at 5. What a back and forth series opener here at the Conference Championship Series. Hunter takes a second strike, and it's 1-2. Starnes looking for a 1-2-3 scoreless 7th. And get his offense back to the plate in the 8th. Ground ball foul keeps Hunter alive at 1-2. These two teams very accustomed to playing close games this year. Catawba is 10-5 in games decided by 2 runs or less. The Bulldogs are 12-5 in those such games. 1-2 again. Hunter drives a breaking ball well into the Wingate bullpen. Smoked into foul ground. When you look at 3-run games or less, Catawba is 18-6. 6 of their 9 losses this year by 3 runs or less. Meanwhile, Wingate is 16-9 overall in games decided by 3 runs or less. Another foul ball from Sam Hunter, and he continues to work against Carson Starnes here in this 7th inning. Nobody on. Starnes a pitch away from a 1-2-3 inning. Sam Hunter has other ideas. 2 strike, 2 out single to center field, and the Indians have some 2-out life here in the 7th. A multi-hit day from Sam Hunter, the senior out of St. Petersburg, Florida, has his 27th multi-hit game of the year. And the go-ahead run on the bases for Hunter Atkins. Nice rip by Sam Hunter, and now his speed out there as well. Time called at the plate. Disengagement. Sam Hunter this year, 24 of 28 in stolen bases. Well, Jim Gant and company trying to put him into scoring position. Get him in motion for Atkins. Here with 2 away. First pitch is a strike. Haven't seen either of these two teams really take advantage or really need to take advantage of the running game so far. 0-1. Atkins takes breaking ball high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Two-out hitting has been helpful for Wingate in this game. 6 of the Bulldogs' 10 hits are with 2 outs. 1-1. Ground ball foul. Nice play by the veteran head coach. Bare hand snag with his right hand. On the foul ball, it's 1-2. On the flip side of the 2-out hitting, we talked about Wingate's 6 2-out hits. Catawba is just 1 of 7. Sam Hunter's 2-out single, the first by the Indians. He takes off, pitches a ball, throw down to second base is late, gets into the outfield. Hunter's taken off for third. Here's Benamonte's throw. It is not in time. It hit off the umpire as well. Head coach Jim Gant was frustrated because I think the ball on its way toward third hit off Michael Stone, the third base umpire. And had that gotten away from Jalen Evans and company, Hunter may have taken off for home. Well, there is that base running. Sam Hunter steals second and then advances to third on the throwing error from Bradley Hart. He's 90 feet away as Sam Hunter with 2 outs in the inning, and Atkins stays alive, fouling off another 2-2 pitch. There's the threat that Sam Hunter and this Catawba team can pose. And now can Hunter Atkins deliver another big swing for the Indians here in the 7th. 2-2. Foul ball again. That was inside, and Atkins fought it off, pulling it foul toward his third base dugout. Hunter Atkins is 2 for 3. His 3 RBI in this game came on 1 swing in the first inning, a 3-run home run that gave the Indians the lead at the time. And now he's trying to give his Catawba Indians the lead back. 2-2. Grounder foul again. Another great job by Hunter Atkins to battle. Atkins waiting on an 8th pitch of this 2-out at bat. Hunter at third. Starnes sets and offers. Ball 3 low. Can feel the energy picking up here at McCrary Park. Redshirt sophomore Atkins takes that low fastball, certainly below the knees. And now here comes a payoff. The set by Starnes and the pitch home. A breaking ball by Atkins. The redshirt senior Carson Starnes barrels and backs down and gets Atkins swinging to end the 7th inning. A scoreless 7th from the senior reliever keeps this game knotted up at 5. Hunter left aboard, a 2-out single left on base by the Indians. We'll head to the 8th, tied at 5 here in the SAC Championship Series. Seth Sharp back to work with this game all tied up at 5 as we head to the 8th inning here in Asheboro, North Carolina. Andrew Rogers glad to bring you the SAC Baseball Championship Series. Neil Griffin leads off the 8th. and swings behind a Seth Sharp breaking ball for strike one. Neil Griffin has had himself a nice start to this series. 2 for 3, singles in innings 2 and 6. 1. Elevated fastball. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Seth Sharp, the reliever for the Indians, an inning and a third scoreless and 21 pitches to the plate against now 6 batters he's faced. Fastball by Griffin swinging, it's 1 and 2. Sharp mainly a guy with a fastball slider combination. Fastball that works into the high 80s in terms of velocity. 1-2 set, and here it is. Fastball by him again. Couple of fastballs Griffin swings at and misses, and Seth Sharp has his second strikeout out of the bullpen. And the 8th inning begins with a punch-out for the sophomore righty. One away for Will Farrell in this 8th inning. Wingate's last runs came from Will Farrell in that 6th inning, a 2-run home run over the left center field wall by Will Farrell, his 2nd home run of the year. Put Wingate in front. Breaking ball, a strike. Catawba with a sac fly tied the game back in that 6th inning after that Will Farrell blast in what is just his 6th start of the year. Sharp's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Farrell comes up empty, and it's 0-2. Farrell, the grad student out of Charlotte, North Carolina, appearing in his 85th career game, his 4th season with the Bulldogs. Made 29 starts last year. This just being his 6th this year, but has come up big for his team so far, 2 for 3, and stays alive in his 4th at-bat, fouling an 0-2 off. A career 293 hitter with 7 now career home runs, including 23 RBI. 0-2 set again from Seth Sharp. A 4th pitch to Farrell is a breaking ball that stays high. Seventh batter that Sharp is facing out of the bullpen. One-two. Called strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs from Seth Sharp to begin the 8th. His 3rd punch-out of the afternoon. Puts 2 away in the 8th. Good breaking ball. Freezes Farrell at the plate. And now Bradley Hart, the 8-hitting catcher. Very similar feel to the first game these two teams played back on March 20th, even though that was a game that Catawba ran away with late. As Hart takes a strike, a game that the Indians scored 8 times in the last 2 half innings to win 9-2. Seth Sharp is doing what he did in that game. He threw 3 scoreless, picking up where Colt Wilkins had started things. And Sharp went 3 scoreless against 11 batters faced as he misses high to Hart. That turned out to be Seth Sharp's 4th win of the year. And here this afternoon, he has been just as good, keeping this game tied. 1-1. Inside breaking ball. And Hart takes ball 2. Sharp entered that 6th inning after 4 straight 2-out hits to limit the damage, and has since tossed a scoreless 7th and is a batter away from a scoreless 8th inning of this championship series game number 1. 2-1 fastball stays high to Bradley Hart, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Productive plate appearances from Bradley Hart here in game 1. And yet again, another one from the catcher. A sac bunt, a walk, a single, and now another walk from Bradley Hart in game 1 of the series. And very similar to that 6th inning, the Bulldogs get a 2-out base runner for Reed Benamati. Benamati 2 for 3. Foul ball back. So Wingate offense again, 6 of its 10 hits have come with 2 outs. Here in game 1 of this series. And 3 of the 5 runs have been scored on 2-out base hits. Tanner McCammon, RBI double in the first, and that Will Ferrell home run in the 6th inning. Breaking ball away, and the count evens at 1-1. Speaking of hitting, the bottom 4 hitters, Griffin, Farrell, Hart, and now Benamati have combined for 7 of those 10 hits. 1-1 set for Sharp. Keeping a close eye on Hart, and now the pitch home is fouled back. Hart not much of a threat on the bases, has not attempted to steal a base this year. Don't expect him to go into motion unless it's a hit and run in this late game scenario. Can Benamati deliver another big swing? He's got an RBI in this game. In fact, 2 RBI in this game. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and Seth Sharp stays sharp on the mound. He strikes out the side in the 8th inning. He's got 4 Ks out of the bullpen, and Catawba keeps this game tied. The work from Seth Sharp has been magnificent. Not 1, not 2, but 3 strikeouts in the 8th inning from Seth Sharp. We head to the home half of the 8th, tied at 5 in Game 1 of the SAC Championship Series. What a fun Game 1 of this championship series from Asheboro, North Carolina at historic McCrary Park. 5 all as Jake Dunlap is the leadoff batter for the Indians here in the 8th inning. We have been tied at 5 since Catawba leveled it with a sac fly in the 6th inning. Carson Starnes stays out there for the Bulldogs and misses on the first pitch of the inning. It's ball 1 away to Jake Dunlap, whose first hit of the series was a 6th inning single, the second of 3 straight to begin that half inning. 1-0 foul ball at the plate. The last 2 teams to win tournament titles here in the SAC have been Wingate in 2024, Catawba in 2025. Those 2 clubs battling in the tournament championship series once again. Line drive, left field. Farrell, a good beat on the baseball. Tracks it down as it slices toward the left fielder to make the catch. And some nice tail on it for Farrell to track down before letting it get into the gap for a base hit. And it's 1 away. Good job by Farrell. He's been good at the plate, now good in the field to get Starnes an out here in the 8th against Ty Hubbard. Ty Hubbard, 1 for 2 officially. A hit by pitch, strikeout, and a single so far. He takes breaking ball below the knees. His base hit was a bunt single in that 6th inning that helped tie the game. He bunted the bases loaded with that single down the third base line. 1-0 from Starnes. Here's a drive out toward left center field. Benamati, the center fielder for the Bulldogs, out toward the track, makes the catch, and there's 2 away on a long fly out to deep center. And now Nathan Chrisman, the 2-out batter, and a game tied at 5 here on Flow College. Second time this game's been tied. It was tied at 3 after 2 innings. Indians went back up 4-3 after 3. First pitch to Chrisman, a strike, and then the Bulldogs regained their second lead of the day with a 2-run 6th inning, but they didn't have the lead long. Indians answered with a run in the 6th inning, and that's why we're tied at 5. We've been scoreless since. 0-1, soft flare in the infield. Backpedaling is the shortstop Griffin. Into the outfield grass, makes the catch, and it's a very casual, calm 1-2-3 8th inning from Carson Starnes. He needs just 6 pitches to get 3 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll play the 9th, tied at 5 in Game 1 of the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championship Series from McCrary Park. Back in Asheboro, North Carolina, tons of fireworks early. It was 3-1 after an inning, and then Reed Benamati dropped in a 2-run single in the 2nd inning to tie the game at 3. Bulldogs then went back in front in the 6th inning with a 2-run base hit. On the Catawba side, they've scored 5 times on 9 hits. And with that sac fly in the 6th inning by Nathan Chrisman being the reason this game is tied at 5. All those offensive fireworks early, 4 total runs in the 1st inning of the game, and then just 6 total runs since. This game's tied at 5, and the Bulldogs will bring the top of the order to the plate in the 9th inning here on Flow College at the SAC Baseball Championships. Game 1 of this series between 2 of the premier programs in this league, living up to that name. What we thought could be a great weekend for baseball. First pitch of the inning is a strike from Seth Sharp to Gavin Grapuso, who is 0 for 4. Rare to see Grapuso not get on base. Here in this game. Next pitch fouled off. Rolls one foul to the screen. It's 0-2. Grapuso 0 for 4 at the SAC tournament now. Counting his 3 games last weekend, he is 2 of 15. For a guy that's been so good at the top of Jeff Gregory's order all season long. He has struggled in the conference tournament, but can he start a rally in the 9th here for the Bulldogs in a game tied at 5? Breaking ball rolled softly to first. Crabtree with his right hand tells Sharp he can stay put. Crabtree takes care of Grapuso himself, and there's 1 away in the 9th for Jake Corville. Grapuso is tied for the Division II lead in walks this year. He's drawn 60 walks, but has not been able to reach base in 5 attempts against Catawba pitching today. And now he gives way to Jake Corville with 1 away in the 9th inning. 2-hitter stands in for the 5th time. First pitch ball. This is a Wingate team that has put together some late wins all season long. This is something that Jeff Gregory told us about this year's group. It's a gritty group. They know how to play all the outs. We've seen that come into play today because 3 of the 5 runs that have been scored are with 2 outs as Corville takes a second ball. But another big thing that this Bulldogs team has done all year that's led them to this spot and more than likely an NCAA tournament appearance is the ability to stay the course and just try to win every pitch. Foul ball, and it's 2-1. A consistent, reliable group of Bulldogs this year, a resilient group, and it's led to a bunch of late wins this season. Whether that be trailing in the 9th or late in games, as Corville takes a second strike, it's 2-2. The Bulldogs this season have won a game in the 9th inning on 3 different times when trailing in the 9th inning. Granted, this game's tied at 9, but they trailed by 4 in the 9th against Mount Olive back in February, 3 in the 9th at Carson-Newman in April. 2-2. Line drive well out to left. Charging in is Dyer to make the catch, and there's 2 away. Rallied from down 3 in the 9th to Carson-Newman in early April, and then rallied against Lincoln Memorial 2 weeks later in mid-April from down 4 in the 9th to win that game. So the Bulldogs are more than familiar playing close games or needing to string together some late offense in some critical moments. This game tied at 5, and now Bowen Powell is the last life in this top half of inning 9 after Corville's hard-hit line out to left. And Powell swings and pops the first one foul. So rare to see this Wingate order, but Grapuso and Corville at the top are a combined 0 for 9. Jalen Evans is 0 for 4 in the 5 spot. Bowen Powell and Tanner McCammon have combined to go 3 for 8 in the 3 and 4 spots of this order. Powell trying to register a multi-hit game here. Reach base in the 9th. 0-1 from Sharp runs away. 3 scoreless from Seth Sharp, the redshirt sophomore, or just sophomore rather, 5'10", has put together another outstanding start, or another outstanding relief outing after Colt Wilkins' start. Line drive into right field, a base hit. Ty Hubbard was playing deeper out beyond second into the outfield grass, but could not catch that Bowen Powell line drive single. And the Bulldogs have life in the 9th. A 2-out knock from Powell, his second hit of the game, brings the all-league third baseman Tanner McCammon up. Multi-hit day number 27 of Bowen Powell's freshman year. And now can Tanner McCammon deliver another big 2-out hit? He did it to start the scoring back in the opening inning with a 2-run or an RBI double with 2 outs in that first inning. Swing and a miss at a slider away from Seth Sharp makes it 0-1. Three different times this year, Seth Sharp out of Catawba's bullpen has tossed multiple scoreless innings in an outing. 0-1. Line drive over top of Chris Minute, short into left field. Back-to-back 2-out singles, and the Bulldogs have put 2 on for the first time against Seth Sharp. And now Jalen Evans, a perfect time for him to get his first base knock, comes here in the 9th. Time called, and Catawba's pitching coach and former player Cole Hales will come out of the third base dugout just over the outstretched glove of Nathan Chrisman as he tried to make a leaping play at short. Just barely missed it. And as a result, the inning continues. Conversation between just Hales, the catcher Connolly, and the pitcher Sharp. More 2-out base hits from this Wingate offense. The Bulldogs in this series opener have 8 of their 12 hits with 2 outs. 8 for 16 is second-seeded Wingate with 2 outs in this championship series opener. Can they pay it off with a 9th 2-out base hit? In their 2-run 6th inning, they had 4 consecutive 2-out hits. So 4 2-out hits in the 6th inning, 1 in the 7th. McCammon's double in the first was with 2 outs. Now Jalen Evans, 2 on, 2 out in the 9th inning. First pitch is fastball away. It's ball 1. Jalen Evans 0 for 4 at the plate. 13-game hitting streak for the junior infielder on the line. And this at-bat as well, potentially. The 1-0 runs inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Certainly more than just his hitting streak here on the line as well. He's trying to give his team the lead in this championship series between 2 premier programs in the South Atlantic Conference. Catawba's 9 tournament titles up against Wingate's 8. 2-0 into the turf. Runners will stay put, and it's 3 balls and no strikes as Sharp has not found the zone yet against Evans. Now 53 total pitches from the reliever. He came in and got the final out of inning 6 and has been in since. 53 pitches, 35 strikes for the sophomore righty. Catawba does have 2 arms throwing, and wonder if Evans reaches here, whether it could be the last batter Sharp faces. He's behind 3-0 and loses Evans on 4 pitches. A 4-pitch walk, the second walk by Seth Sharp. And the Bulldogs have loaded the bases with 2 outs for Neil Griffin. Nothing from Catawba's dugout yet. This game tied at 5 in the 9th inning, and Sharp will go back on the mound. Can he find a way to get out of this bases loaded jam now? Back-to-back 2-out singles and a walk to Evans has loaded him up. First pitch to Griffin. Breaking ball, a strike. Neil Griffin is 2 for 4. Base hits in every other at-bat. He struck out last half inning. 0-1. Swing and a miss behind the slider, and it's 0-2. Joe Burleson, Calvin Douglas, the arms throwing for the Indians. Hoping they're not called upon here in the 9th. Seth Sharp trying to do it himself. Bases loaded, 2 outs, the 0-2. There's the waste pitch high, and Griffin stays away. Sharp shakes off the first sign from Connolly. Catawba crowd clapping on. The 1-2. Off the plate, the Indians faithful thought it was called strike 3, or at least should have been called strike 3. And now Seth Sharp will have to make another pressure pitch. With the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning, game tied at 5. Sharp sets and offers. Fastball called strike 3. Sharp gets out of the bases loaded jam. His 5th strikeout keeps this thing level at 5. Sharp living up to his name. Gets out of the bases loaded jam in the 9th. It was 2 quick outs and then 3 base runners reached with 2 outs. A single from Powell, a single from Tanner McCammon, a bases loaded walk, but Sharp bears down and gets out of it. Can Catawba walk it off? We'll find out together as we head to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 5 here on Flow College. tied at 5 here at McCrary Park, and the lights have just flickered on here at historic McCrary Park in Asheboro, North Carolina. Bottom of the 9th, top-seeded Catawba, the regular season champions, trying to walk it off with Malachi Cloud leading off Matthew Connolly leading off the 9th inning and taking ball 1 high from Carson Starnes. Connolly was the hero in Catawba's second game last weekend of the conference tournament. 1-0 pitch is a jam shot in the infield behind the mound. Bowen Powell charges in to make the catch. Connolly is retired. Just to continue that point, Connolly ripped a 2-run single to left field with the bases loaded in the 9th inning to walk off Lincoln Memorial. But it won't be him coming up with a big hit in this 9th inning. It's going to be somebody else potentially, as Malachi Cloud stands in after a 2-pitch first out. Cloud is 0 for 3. First pitch fouled back. Carson Starnes has been terrific for Jeff Gregory's team. 2 1/3 scoreless, just 1 base runner since entering the game in the 7th inning. That was a Sam Hunter single with 2 outs in that inning. 2 1/3 scoreless with a strikeout and 2 pitches as he misses high to Cloud. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. And a game tied at 5 here on Flow College, the SAC Championship Series opener. 1-1. Called strike 2. Starnes ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. The pitch home is driven high out towards center field. Back goes Reed Benamati to the wall. He runs out of room. A walk-off winner for Malachi Cloud. Catawba wins 6-5. Malachi Cloud's 5th home run of the year wins it for the regular season champions in the first game of the series. 1 swing in a championship moment for Malachi Cloud, the 9-hitter. Catawba takes the opener of this championship series in walk-off fashion. The Lee transfer in his first season with the Indians crushes one to straightaway center. And the Indians win 6-5. The only mistake Carson Starnes made came at the worst moment. Starnes was in a groove. He was pitching well. And Malachi Cloud changed that with 1 swing to win the championship series opener. 1-0 Indians on a walk-off home run from Malachi Cloud. The second straight game he has homered in the conference tournament. He homered in that clinching win for the Indians to get to this point in that blowout win over Coker. And Cloud does it again. Second straight game with a home run. He hit one against Wingate earlier this year. He hits a second against the Bulldogs as well, and delivers the big swing for the Indians to win 6-5 over the second-seeded Wingate Bulldogs. What a fun game that was. Multiple ties, multiple lead changes, and it comes down to the final swing of the game and why Catawba wins 6-5. The Indians score 6 times on 10 hits, no errors, and they stranded 5. Wingate scored 5 times on 12 hits with an error, and they left double the runners Catawba did. Left 10 guys on base, including the bases loaded in the 9th inning of this game as well. Indians win it 6-5 on Malachi Cloud's walk-off home run. Catawba stays perfect in the postseason, and now half of their wins here in the postseason, 2 of the 4, have been in walk-off fashion. It was Matthew Connolly against Lincoln Memorial, the 8-hitter in that win, delivered the big swing. And now the 9-hitter Malachi Cloud homers for the second straight game. And the Indians win 6-5 in the series opener of this championship series. Post-game interviews with our hero and the winning coach, Jim Gann, head your way when we return to Asheboro, North Carolina, after this on Flow College. Andrew Rogers, glad to welcome you back to the SAC Baseball Championship Series opener. Our post-game show begins as the Indians win 6-5 in walk-off fashion, and with the hero from the series opener of this championship series is Ray Anadicro. Ray, take it away.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Yeah, you said it. The hero here, Malachi Cloud, with the walk-off bomb. What'd you see on the pitch, and did you know it was gone off the bat?
Yeah, hanging breaking ball. I did not know it was gone off the bat, but it felt good, yeah.
You're greeted by your teammates, obviously a super emotional moment, and to do it on this stage, just what does it mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's a family. Transferring here, they've been great. I love all these dudes in this locker room, so yeah, meant a lot.
Safe to say you guys have a lot of energy going into tomorrow too, but potentially 2 more tough games against this Wingate squad. How do you kind of carry this momentum into the next one?
Yeah, just keep it small, 1 pitch at a time, 1 inning at a time, and yeah, hopefully just 1 tomorrow.
Malachi, congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks, Rayanna. Certainly a very happy Malachi Cloud. He is the hero, and it certainly didn't feel like, I think, as well off the bat, that was going to be the swing that won this game. It was hit pretty well, and it just kept traveling to straightaway center field, the deepest part of the park, to straightaway 400 to help the Indians win 6-5. Ray is standing by with Victoria's head coach Jim Gann.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Coach, it was a pitcher's duel pretty much to the end there, and then you guys get the big moment. Just what do you see out of your staff, out of Wingate's staff, that was so challenging to crack?
Well, Harvey, we tried to get his pitch count up early. We were doing a pretty good job with that, and then he settled in and he started carving us up, and we were just hoping to keep it close till the end so something like this could happen. But the reliever came in, Starnes. He did a good job, and Sharp was a difference in the game on the back end for us on the mound, and he's been good for us for the last 2 years. But luckily, we got one over the fence late.
Yeah, he was really good for you in big situations. Kept loaded runners in scoring position a couple of times and didn't let any come in. He able to do out there to stay really composed?
Well, he has some, we call him cut ride. That's his nickname because he has some ride on his fastball and he cuts it. But he got the final out in the 6th, which we're back to the top of the order there. And they had seen Wilkins a few times, so we wanted to make a move there. But he just does what he does. He can pitch on both sides of the plate. He changes speeds with his breaking ball, but his fastball a lot of times looks like a fastball, and then it cuts at the end. And Of course, it was a little bit of, wasn't really a self-demise there with the bases loaded in the 8th. It's the fact that Wingate's hitters are good, and we had 2 outs and nobody on, and they got three guys on, and Evans scared us there, so we really pitched around him. You know, you don't want to load the bases, but anyway, he's a good hitter.
Obviously, Malachi Cloud gets the big hit there at the end of the ball game. Just what does it mean to him, and what does it mean to this team to have, you know, your 9 guy get the big hit? Yeah, well, Malachi has that ability. He has a lot of juice in there, and he can really run. If he makes more contact, that kind of thing can happen. But when he hits them, he hits them. And to go dead center right there, you got to have some juice to be able to do that, and he did a good job. Energy in your hands now. How do you carry to tomorrow where you're the visiting team? Try and get on top early. Yeah, well, you just got to come play because they're going to be ready. They might be mad as Hornets now that we beat them like that, but we just got to come play. That's all you can do in this game. Head coach Jim Gant, thank you so much. All right, thank you. Andrew, back up to you.
Thanks, Ray. It's victorious Catawba in the first game of this championship series. The hero, the 9-hitter. How about this? 6 different all-conference players for Catawba's batting order. It wasn't any of those 6 that delivered the big hit. It was the 9-hitter Malachi Cloud that delivered the big swing for the Indians. Tanner McCammon got things rolling. A 2-out double. One of 8 2-out hits from this Wingate lineup today. Indians answered right back. A 3-run blast from Hunter Adkins made it a 2-run advantage for Catawba after the opening inning. It was 3-1. And then next half inning, Reed Benamati, a 2-run single in the second inning, leveled the score at 3 runs apiece. The SAC Player of the Year had his say in this victory. He went yard in the 3rd inning, a leadoff home run in the 3rd inning, and it was 4-3 Catawba after 3 innings. Then both pitchers really settled into this game. A couple of scoreless innings before Will Farrell's second home run of the year was sent over the left center field wall that gave Wingate its second lead at 5-4. Indians always had answers, though. Next half inning, with the bases loaded, nobody out, Nathan Chrisman's sacrifice fly leveled the score at 5. And then Seth Sharp lived up to his last name, and he was sharp. Multiple scoreless innings from him to set up Malachi Cloud for the winner to straightaway center field. A walk-off home run to begin this SAC championship series for the Lee transfer before he was swarmed by all of his teammates after the big swing that gave Catawba, the top-ranked team in Division II baseball, its 42nd win of the season. The Indians now have won 3 of the 4 against the Bulldogs this season. And Catawba is 1 game away from being SAC tournament champions for the 2nd straight season. Once again, the final score 6-5. Walk-off winner for Catawba. Would like to thank our entire crew here from the Eagles Sports Network producing the South Atlantic Conference Baseball Championships. Ian Johnson, our producer and director throughout this championship series. Jay West running replay all weekend long. Adam Cavalier, as well as our sideline reporter, Rayanna DeCrow, for her interviews and reports throughout the games. Our 4-person camera crew, Noah Penland, Mitzi Ayala, Itzi Ayala, and Blair Cherry throughout the entire weekend as well. My name is Andrew Rogers. Glad you've been with us for this series opener, this championship series. It's Catawba winning in walk-off fashion, 6-5 over Wingate. The second game of the series, the first tomorrow, begins at noon. We'll hit the airwaves, and our presentation of this SAC Baseball Championship Series continues just shortly before first pitch tomorrow morning. Once again, the Indians win 6-5 on Malachi Cloud's walk-off home run. We'll talk to you tomorrow here from Asheboro, North Carolina. Catawba leads the SAC Championship Series 1-0.